Excuse me.
No, it's her. She's Domo Arogating again.
Shit, yes, nice. You always forget something. Oh, nice. Nice. I seen that you got like the Delta Green thing on your About You page.
Didn't hear any sound though. Oh, okay.
Okay. A few.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yep.
But I like the piano.
Wow. Bullshit.
Like the cameo spot.
Well, surely the handler should be handling a puppet. Just. Wow. It's just my opinion.
I see you
Hold on.
too have been playing Niles for too long.
Oh no, I'm gonna sit there and be like, man, does Prankster actually hate you? This whole
Yes.
Really?
and that is the name.
Well, hello, everybody. Welcome to another session of EU Crew Plays Delta Green. Today I have 5 illustrious victims with us today. Let them introduce their name, who they're playing, a little bit about them, as well as what their favorite Muppet would be, and what Muppet would play their character if this was ever made into a Muppet film. I'm going to put Outlaw on the spot because she's the least prepared, and I think it'll be
Wait,
funny.
no, hold on, come back to me. I'm gonna be so prepared. Just wait. It'll be worth it.
Okay, then in that
PowerPoint
case,
document.
Vindo sounded very like he knew what he
I'll
was
go.
talking about. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
I've got mine
I'll
ready
go.
too.
All right, so then you get to go next.
I am Vindo, and I am playing Booch. He is a paper pusher who is an enthusiast of pens, because you got to have that good pen to make that paperwork shine. As far as Muppets are concerned, I have a lot that I really like. I like Pepe, I like Statler and Waldorf, I like Gonzo. Everybody likes Animal, and I'm one of those everybody's. But as far as who would play Booch if it were a Muppet, I think the only choice would be Scooter.
Scooter.
Yeah.
Interesting.
You Googling Scooter right now?
I kind of want to because I forgot what a scooter looks like.
He's the one that's like the glasses that always had the clipboard and was like trying to make sure that everybody was going out on time. The really kind of dorky one.
Oh,
With the glasses.
Okay, cool. You know what? I'm just gonna I'll do the search on the stream so that way people know who we're talking about as you say it. All right, cool. I like it. I think Scooter's appropriate for Booch. Yeah. All right. Thank you. Next.
Hello, I'm not Irish and I'm playing Bo, who's the little socially awkward soldier girl. Yes. My personal favorite Muppet is Rizzo the Rat.
Yeah, baby.
I've always loved Rizzo, and for one that would play Bo, it would. Oh, it's like a. I've got 2 choices. It's either gonna be Gonzo or Fozzie.
I thought you were going to say Sweetums. I'm not going to lie.
Just gotta play that dumb character, dude. I am very smart.
So Rizzo's your favorite, and who is playing Bo
Yeah.
again? I'm sorry.
Either Gonzo or Fozzie Bear.
Awesome. I bet I could just type in Gonzo. No, I put Gonzo I. There's no Gonzo I in Muppet Wiki. There we go.
Gonzo.
Be careful with your search. I'm just saying.
I'm
You
in
are live.
Muppet Wiki, which is, I figure I could probably go safe there. Awesome. Thank you. All right, who would like to go next?
I can if you like.
Go ahead, Aya.
Hi, I am Diana, and I play. Oh, it's been so long. Ava, who is
Not the dead one.
Yeah, no, not Sienna, no brain. Ava, the
Sienna, no brain.
wasn't that
We
funny?
got it. We got our Sienna reference in, everybody.
Hey, to be fair, it was already done, and it wasn't done by me, so yeah, totally lost my train of thought. I
That's
don't know.
fair.
Muppets. Okay,
Favorite.
it's a difficult one. I kind of like Beaker. Not gonna lie.
Beaker's pretty fun.
Yeah.
Nice.
But I'm thinking if anybody is gonna play Ava, especially in this campaign with the house and stuff, I think the only way that Ava would get through the day is Cookie Monster. Yep.
Okay. A cookie underscore monster.
I think a
There we go.
Cookie Monster Ava would be hilarious.
I think Cookie Monster Ava would be great too. I can't believe they're not letting me bring up Cookie Monster. That just seems wrong. That's all right. I finally found the search function on Muppet Wiki, so we're good now. If people don't know who Cookie Monster is, by the way,
Shame on you.
yeah, that's kind of on them.
That's on you.
So Ada would be Cookie Monster?
Yeah, why not? I mean, let's face it, whose keyboard isn't full of
Cookie.
cookie crumbs?
That's fair. That's fair. I like it. Awesome. All right, and Willie or Outlaw?
Doesn't matter to me.
You go ahead, Willie. You're up, buddy.
All right. Well, I'm Willie, and I'm playing Linus, for as a name for a second,
Cool.
and he's a doctor, and he's awkward.
That's fair.
Mhm. My favorite Muppet is the Cookie Monster, and I think Linus would be played by Bunsen Honeydew.
Bunsen Honeydew.
He's a doctor.
That makes
I can see
sense.
that.
Nice.
Oh yeah, we got a bunch of nerds in this cast. Like even nerd Muppets.
Listen, the Muppets are my guilty pleasure. Okay.
I'm not besmirching.
Love the Muppet movies.
the
Leave me
Mu-
alone.
I brought up the question. I just want to say. All right, Bunsen Honeydew. That would work. That would work. Okay. And how about you, Outlaw, who
Hello.
failed to start us off?
I'm Outlaw. I'm playing Constance. I don't know if anyone else really spoke about their characters, so moving on. I'm gonna put my homework that I did in Discord for you to look at.
Your homework.
Yeah. No, I really put the effort in.
Okay.
Where'd you put it? Did you put it in the EU?
Yeah.
All right. Let's see. Here.
Wow.
Muppety.
I have a legit answer though afterwards.
My favorite Muppet is Redacted, and if players played my character, it would be. If a Muppet played my character, it would be Redacted. That was pretty good.
Yeah. But
I
if
love-
you want an actual answer, I'm gonna go a little bit off book, and because it's also what's his face? Jim Henson. My favorite quote unquote Muppet is Ludo from Labyrinth.
Nice.
And if
Yeah.
anyone could
Was
play
there?
Constance, it would be Hoggle from Labyrinth, because he is perpetually done with everyone's shit, and so is Constance.
Oh my gosh, Ludo
I
is
love
crazy. I
Have
didn't.
you not
Ludo's
seen?
adorable.
I've not seen Labyrinth. Gonna be
Oh
honest.
my god, watch it.
I need a new handler.
That's pretty good.
I need a new handler. Wow.
I need a new
I
handler.
don't have enough
I
fun
can't
with
work
that,
with
but-
you.
Good thing you really don't have a choice.
Cocky mushrooms, they are delicious.
What is and who? So Ludo's your favorite, and who would play? Constance?
Hoggle.
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 Same movie.
Yes, I'm trying to look it up on the stream for those who don't know, so that way they can see.
Including yourself.
Yes, this is for everybody.
Yeah.
Just for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, if I had, so I'm Chris, the prankster, and I'm the handler, the GM for this particular game. And if I had to have a actor be the center of all this, to wrangle everyone, to be kind of the straight man that everybody plays off of, I think given Delta Green, I think it would have to be David Duchovny. Because of the irony of X-Files and everything, and just him playing it totally straight would be amazing.
Fair. It's fair.
Okay.
Who's your favorite Muppet?
My favorite Muppet is Kermit the Frog. I loved Kermit growing up. Still do. And technically, Big Bird would also be up there as well, since we're allowing Ludo.
You know, for the human, I was really hoping you were gonna say like Matthew Lillard.
Matthew Lillard?
Yeah.
He would be good. I could see him doing it in the same way that Tim Curry did.
Yeah.
I think it was said that Michael Caine, when he did his, he thought of all of his Muppets as fellow actors, and that helped him. And he just played it straight. And Tim Curry, when he did Muppet Treasure Island, thought of himself as a Muppet, and both were beautiful.
It's one of my favorites, though.
In their
Treasure
own
Island
unique
is
ways.
so good.
Well, we're not on Treasure Island. We are in Coventry, UK. And we're going to continue Operation Iago. And we're going to do a little bit of a recap here, because I know that some of you might be a bit foggy. It has been several weeks since we played. A brief synopsis of our last session. You started off at 37 Celilio Walk, doing a walkthrough from the house, exploring the different rooms, finding out what's going on there. You really didn't discover a whole lot. You did find a box, and later in the day, upon inspection through the boxes, you found out it contained a journal of one of the previous inhabitants. That's the word I was trying to think of. Yamila Asari. She died in 37 Celilio Walk, in part because she committed suicide with a straight razor, and the whole room was coated in blood. You have some of the excerpts of her final journal entries, as well as kind of briefly going through everything else. You took some pictures of the house just to know what's going on there. And as you all reconvened at the hotel later on, you kind of digested your experiences at 37 Celilio Walk. All of you having a little bit different of a twist. It seems at the very least that not everyone experienced the same thing. After going through the journal entry, reading about Yamila Asari, you shared that with people, as well as the final comments she said that really kind of was weird for you. Trying to find them again. I know I listened to it earlier. The last entry in the diary read, "I understand now why I came here. I'm home." Amidst a bunch of other ramblings. Give me just a second. Perfecto. You then decided to kind of go separate ways, exploring different lines of inquiry in hopes of furthering this investigation. Some of you went to go speak to the professor. Professor, I believe his name was Yarrow, Emil Yarrow? Was that what it was?
Mm-hmm.
At Coventry College.
Professor Amelia Rowe.
Professor
The ghost
Emilio.
guy.
Idiot face.
Yeah.
I don't know why you guys think that about him. Kind of mean. You further question some of his. I don't know. You know what? I'm going to be honest. Yeah, you questioned his methods, trying to kind of figure out a little bit more in depth why he was led to say the things that he did, where, you know, his training, so on and so forth. Linus also went with you, having recovered a sample of blood from the scene, from the outside. In fact, as he was leaving kind of the porch area, he saw behind a small bush what appeared to be the words, "Hell is here," written in blood. He took off that sample of the blood after realizing it was actually there. And when he tested it at Coventry College, it seems to be canine blood, dog blood. That was pretty much everything that happened at Coventry. Correct me if I'm wrong. When you made your way, the other group was focused on Miss Ada and Booch. Booch went to the antique shop. His hope and his goal was to talk to the antiques dealer to follow up on a piece of furniture that they submitted to her. I believe it was a coffee table of sorts. One that you found in the green box in your first session. She didn't really tell you anything about it. It seems like it was a fairly mundane piece of furniture. She did say, though, that if you do find any other furniture, or if you need her to track anything else down, come and talk to her, and she will do her best to assist you. I believe at that same exact time, Ada had stayed home. Her hope was to investigate the boxes further to see if there's anything else in them. Unfortunately, she came up with really nothing. After which she got upon her moped, went to Booch, and the two of them together decided to go visit a previous, not inhabitant, but somebody who was at least connected to 37 Celaleo Walk in her own way. And that is the ex-wife of the previous inhabitant, whose name is,
Emily Tycroft.
Emily Tycroft. Thank you. I was trying to buy time.
Nerd.
I got notes.
You're awesome. I just need to consult you guys. Talking to Emily Tycroft, one thing that really came through was how she felt 37 Celaleo Walk was evil. Something was wrong with it. When you seemed to take her seriously, she opened up a little bit further, discussing, I believe, the kind of the declining state of her previous ex-husband as he ended his life there at 37 Celaleo Walk. Actually, I don't think he committed suicide. I think he was killed. Either way, the point being is, there we go. You found her in the community of Holbrooks, which is north of the town center of Coventry, a neighborhood. She apparently still lives in the neighborhood of Holbrooks. You also got it very clear that she had never lived in the house itself. The only other thing that she could tell you was that there was a letter that from Lewis Tycroft in her own ex-husband's handwriting, and it detailed his deteriorating mental state. And it seemed to be an explanation of his suicide.
I don't think we got the
No,
letter,
I think
You
I
are
think
correct.
He luck checked it, and yeah.
Yeah, she never showed the letter to the police. You know what?
She
burned
said
it.
she didn't have it anymore, didn't she?
Right, she burned it.
Yeah.
Yeah, she said she burned it in an effort to kind of protect his dignity. Okay. That is where we left off. the Coventry College group walking away essentially from Coventry College, and the 37 Celelia walk, or the group that had visited Emily Tycroft, having finished their business there. At this point, I think it's fair to say it's about 7 p.m. It is getting near the end of the day, and this is the third day of your investigation.
Before we jump in, I don't want to be that guy, but also it's kind of funny being that guy. I'm pretty sure when Linus was in the lab, the professor that was in there was like radioing someone.
Yeah.
We hadn't left yet. Me and Bo haven't gone to him, but I don't know what was going on there.
It's true. Also, another thing related to Linus, which was something that we did not resolve. You did roll on it, and you succeeded. You're trying to do a psychotherapy check on Bo. At the point in time, I said you don't really have enough data to ascertain what, if anything, is going on with her. So we need to revisit that. I want to bring that up again to remind you, as you get more data, as you spend more time with her, that we will, that might be something that we can explore and look at later on. But yes,
Be okay.
he was radioing somebody. As your group is leaving Coventry College, you do get a small security detail, security guards essentially, who come up and say, Is everything okay? Do we need to investigate? I imagine you're still in the halls of the college itself. You're walking on probably very thinly carpeted floors that muffle your footsteps. Smell of cleanser in the air from various workers cleaning up after a day of studies and the like.
Is it all three of us?
That's a good question. Let's roll a luck check, and let's see if Linus has regrouped with the group yet. Who would like to roll that luck check?
Linus.
Me.
Okay, if it succeeds, which means you roll under 50, I'm going to say you've rejoined your group. If it fails, he catches you alone.
Ugh,
All right,
great.
you have rejoined your group, and you all three are walking out, but you do have a few security guards. Maybe they kind of know what exit you were going to instead of chasing after you. That makes more sense. And they kind of come up to you and they say, we heard that there was an M5 agent here who was looking at domestic issues in the country, and we just want to know if the college needs to be aware of anything or if we need to prepare for anything. Is everything okay?
Just gonna look at Linus.
What?
Yes, you came into one of our labs. You flashed your badge saying that you were part of M5 and you needed to do some investigating and you needed a microscope. That has us concerned, and we're just wondering if there is anything we need to do to prepare ourselves, or if there's any other further way we can be of assistance, or if this concerns the college itself. You notice a man kind of in the corner in a suit with kind of like a manila envelope and paper.
Everything's fine.
Because
Yeah, just go back a day. No issues.
okay, well, if that's really what you think, who's gonna roll
It's
the
not what we think, it's what we know.
who's gonna roll the persuade check? That it's gonna.
Oh,
That
boy.
it's no big deal.
Constance was about to talk, but you guys.
Go ahead, Constance. What were you about to
You got
say?
it. No, you got it. No, I was gonna lie. Oh no.
What am I rolling? You said
Persuade.
persuasion.
Go on, Willie.
Go on, Willie.
You got this. Oh my god!
Dude, your hands have been so hot
Coming
playing this
in
game.
clutch.
My persuade checks are just the best.
So
On point, dude.
describe to me what Linus says that is so amazing that gets this guy to chill out.
These are not the droids you were looking for.
God.
No, I'm just saying, like, literally, I'm just saying,
No, everything's fine. Just wanted to look at something.
Okay. Well, if we can be of any of assistance in the future, please get a hold of us. Thank you. Mum's the word.
I thought Linus was going to be like, this is above your pay grade, back off.
Thanks.
That would have been good too.
that's not Linus.
Yeah, that's a Constance move. That's not a
Yeah.
Linus move.
All right. All of you are free from your various places that you've gone to. Are you meeting back at the hotel? What are you doing next as a group?
Well, I feel like we would end up going back to the hotel because I figured that's where everyone else was gonna
Yeah.
be.
I don't know about Ava and Booch though.
Yeah,
Makes
we don't know
sense.
that they left, so.
I think you know that Booch was going some other place. That he
Yeah.
was following up on the.
We don't know that they went to Holbrook's.
Yeah.
That's true. You don't know that they. That's true. That was a last-second decision. I am going to move Booch over there if I can find him. There he is. He's in the antique shop. By the way, I kind of like how. How do you feel about how we're doing this with the multiple pictures and moving our tokens?
I love this.
Yeah, I
I
like
love
it.
it. Yeah.
Okay,
It's good. It's good.
cool. I'm
I
glad.
do miss the road though. Like
Yeah,
country
I
roads.
do miss. Yeah, the road was really nice. It was a nice road.
Me and Eric have some memories on that road.
Oh my!
No, like what?
Just saying.
It's Eric P. Boy.
Wow.
Eric is P boy.
Okay, got it. Thank you.
Eric P boy Jackson. Here for all your urine needs. Sorry.
Gross.
I don't know why I'm being weird. So unrelated, what's funny is I was talking to my wife the other day and she says, I'm glad you're having fun with your friends. She says, but whenever you play in these Arc or Atlas seasons, I just hear you making weird voices for the next 2 months.
You can let her know that she is welcome, and we will do our best.
I have tried inviting her. Don't get me wrong. She likes it, I think, but it's not her thing. She's
We'll have her come for like
Just
a
like
day
her in.
or something, just to that way she knows and she understands that it's not just you.
She can experience full SIBO.
actually Outlaw and Aya. You got to play with her. We did a one-shot paranoia thing.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
I wasn't there for that because I was in my mom's.
Did somebody already move their token onto the road that I put? Is that what I see?
It's Willie.
The road.
What? No.
I wasn't certain. I thought I saw an icon. I moved it up there just for old time's sake. Okay. You all meet back at the hotel. It is 7 p.m. In the hope of kind of like moving things forward, I'm going to assume that you all shared information unless you are specifically telling me you are not.
Yeah, we need. I'm gonna turn to. Is Ava here yet? Yeah.
Yeah, all of
Yeah.
you are in the hotel again.
I'm gonna turn to Ava. We need you to forge some documents for us. I forget what it was.
What sort of documents?
So we're getting some surveillance equipment from the university, the college. So we just need some documentation to, make it seem like we're students renting out the equipment, blah blah blah.
Just make sure you don't put our actual names on it.
Well, yeah. Okay, yeah, I can do that. I take it you need this for the morning, yeah?
Mhm.
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to go ahead and need a computer check, seeing as how you're forging documents.
Can I help her with this by giving a bureaucracy check to make sure that she's using the right files and folders,
Paper nerd.
and that it's shut up, you leave me out of this, and that it is enough that filing the paperwork will get quote unquote lost in the that way we're not leaving a paper trail, or if somebody is trying to follow this paper trail, they will have to be as versed as Booch is.
So, and please help me to understand again. What is this the forged paperwork trying to accomplish and do? Like, what is it for?
It's for the cameras and equipment that we were gonna borrow.
From the
He
college.
told us that
But,
we
like,
needed
obviously,
to,
yeah.
Got you.
His
Paperwork
students
for it.
will
That's
need
fair.
it, and the
Yeah.
department will be like, "Why is it gone?" And yeah.
So let's go ahead and get a computer science check. Well, and we'll get. How about we do this? I'm gonna have you make a bureaucracy check, and that is Booch, and I'm gonna make it at a minus 20% though, because while you are a paperwork aficionado, you're not as familiar with the UK. I think that's fair. So this will be at a minus 20%. But if you succeed, I will give a bonus to Ava. If you fail, I'm going to give a minus to her roll.
Ooh.
He has a pretty high. He has a pretty
I like it.
high bureaucracy, though, so it would make sense that he's pretty good at this.
You said minus 20?
Yeah, make this check at a minus 20% because you're less
Like you're
familiar with the
Denmark.
UK.
Oh my
Over there.
god.
Oh, wow.
Keeping the streak going,
Can
Willie!
we hear Devil's
So
Bar?
mad. Prankster is so mad.
All right, so yeah, no, you are able to. Oh my gosh, you know what it was? It was your time spent in the, what do we call it? The house, the council house.
Loser room, yeah.
Going through all of the paperwork, you have a pretty good idea of what a standard UK form looked like. Just maybe not standard UK form, but just the different.
This is university paperwork, right?
Yes.
Maybe
University is university.
So I've got an idea for the minus 20. Maybe Bo was like pitching in and like pointing this shit out. Because I'm really good at paperwork.
It's amazing.
He's just sticking stickers on his forehead.
Yeah. It's less that you're less familiar with UK, and it's more that Bo is a constant thorn in your side. Okay,
Succeeded.
so
What the fuck?
go ahead and make me a. No, you did amazing. So go ahead, Ava, and roll me your computer check, which is probably with a plus 20%, and we'll see what goes. The only thing that can fail is a 99 or a 100. What are the chances of that happening? Yeah, see, minimal. 4%. You wreck it. You are able to spend the night working, and that's essentially what you're going to be doing for like the evening time, is you'll be working on those forms. And actually, I'm going to say that, Booch, you're kind of doing that as well. Just, you're working together. Maybe you see some things and you're like, this is how it should look, so on and so forth. Bo keeps trying to point things out and you keep trying to like knock her away, but she keeps coming back anyway. And she's like, I really think you need to work on this. And you kind of like nudge her away. And it's kind of like a cycle the whole night. Constance and Linus, and I'm kidding. You guys can do other things, especially Bo, Constance, and Linus. What are you guys doing for the evening?
Chilling, watching Netflix. No, I don't know.
Scrolling through the pictures on my phone.
I need ice cream
Scrolling
while
through
I'm
the
doing
pictures
this.
on
Can
your
you go
phone.
get some ice cream?
No.
Wow.
Booch is gonna order ice cream and pizza, but just for those two.
Just for Ava and Constance? Oh, or just for Booch and Ava?
Yeah.
Okay, you order pizza and ice cream. That's fair. Get a what's it called? What's that? They bring it to your door. Grubhub. Is that it?
Whatever UK's version of DoorDash or
Sure.
Yeah.
Uber Eats, Deliveroo,
Just Eat.
Just Eat. Yeah, you name it. We've
It's
got you.
it's not DoorDash. It's DoorDash.
No, it's definitely Deliveroo because that's the most fun name.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So you get pizza and ice cream for y'all. Bo is looking at photos. Constance and Linus, what are you guys doing?
I'm going to sleep.
Going to sleep. Makes sense?
Hmm.
Constance?
I mean, Constance being Constance, she's probably just gonna like read through some books that half pertain to this, but not really, not probably not learning anything. Just kind of trying to validate what she saw. You know what I mean?
Sure. And I think we decided it's guys with guys and girls with girls, right? That was kind of the plan.
I think so.
Yeah, Linus and I are flatmates, as it
Hey,
were.
Bo, come braid my hair.
I don't know that voice.
Awesome.
Yeah, sorry.
Bow!
Linus, you're able to go to sleep. As you are going to sleep,
Huzzah!
before you go to sleep, though, I imagine you're spending some time with the group, or are you just immediately going to sleep at 8 o'clock or whenever?
No, I'd spend a little bit of time with the group and keep an eye on Bo.
Sure. Fair enough. So, Linus, as you go to sleep, you do feel like something's off about Bo. She seems to be looking at the photos on her phone a lot. And it's a behavior that you've noticed that seems, I don't know, a little
Obsessive.
obsessive.
I knew it.
You
I don't know
guys,
what you're talking about. I just looked at photos.
you guys get ready to.
You're not allowed to go anywhere, Bo.
Do you tell her that, or are you just screwing around?
No, I'm just screwing around right now.
Okay. Awesome.
Tell
I'll be
her
right
in the
back.
morning.
Fair.
Until he's not screwing around.
Yeah.
Booch, Linus, Constance, and Ava. Everybody goes to sleep or anything else?
I need some sleep, man.
Okay. It's about 2 a.m. Dark of night. You are all pretty much sleeping. Bo.
Yeah.
You get a phone call or a text, something that kind of plods you awake. I think Bo has a pretty decent alertness, and so I'm going to have Constance and Ava roll me alertness checks to see if it would wake them up as well.
Makes sense. Constance is a light sleeper now.
Ava is asleep. Bo, it does wake you up, and it is a text message. Essentially, it says, looks like it's from Emil Yarrow,
It is.
or at least it says it is. And it says, I'm at the house. I'm getting ready to go in this time. I found a way to get inside. You seemed like you wanted to know more. I think if it's me and you together, we can do this. Signed, Emil.
I'm gonna look around. Do I see anyone awake?
Depends on how
Constance
Outlaw would
is-
respond.
So she's worried about Bo and is gonna be aware that she's awake and looking at it like obviously a text came through, but not obviously being like, "Oh, I'm awake. What was that?"
So you're just kind of
like watching her. Yeah.
opening your eyes, keeping them open. So, I don't know how to do this. So, Bo, I'm going to have you make an alertness check.
Okay.
But I'm going to give you a minus 20% to it because you just looked at a bright light and are turning back to look into a dark room.
Yeah. Okay.
Constance, I'm going to give you a stealth check. I'm going to give you a plus 20% because you're already laying down. It's not like you're trying to do something crazy. Wow. So yes.
I'm so sneaky.
So Constance, you open your eyes.
Oh my god.
I imagine like you see Bo turn and you close them for like a brief moment. She's kind of like looking through the room, looks back at her phone. You don't feel like she's seen you. Bo, do you feel like nobody has seen you?
Okay, I will. Bo. I will text back.
Okay. Why don't you do me a favor, Bo?
Yeah.
And shoot that text to me in Discord.
Okay.
Okay. And after you make the text, is there any particular actions you take, or do you go back to sleep?
It's on how the text goes.
Okay, cool. So we gotta hash this out. Thrilling theater. Us texting via Discord secretly while no one else could see. It was my idea, so I don't know why I'm teasing myself.
If you can't laugh at yourself, something motivational. I don't know.
Yes. So something, yada yada yada, something something. All right. Let's change up the audio a little bit.
I'm gonna ask you a question before I text this, but I'm gonna ask it in DMs.
Sounds good. It's hard for us
Is everyone
to.
else very nervous right now?
Is that why would you be nervous? Something something incomplete. Something something dark side. Hey, Count Bubula, good to see you, buddy.
I'll be back. I gotta go pick up the kid.
Sounds good. You go pick up that kiddo.
Be safe.
Thanks to the music choice is something.
My English is on point today, I just want to say. Or is wood.
So, I know we really didn't get to do it a whole lot when we played Paranoia, but one of the most fun parts about it is just the secret messages that go back between everybody, between the GM as well as the players. In particular, because in the game, it's much more PvP.
We're all out for different things, so it's like
Oh yeah, so people are
we're
constantly
working
trying to get an
together,
upper
but
hand.
also, yeah.
Secret.
Hey, Bo, you wouldn't keep a secret from me, right?
Okay, so at this point, she would like try and nudge Constance awake.
Sure. So you
But
would
which
try to
Constance
nudge
is-
Constance awake.
To which Constance immediately is going to ask, so what was that text?
She's just gonna hand her phone over slowly, and just be like, "This. Did we give the guy the code word, right?"
Yeah. Oh, because he was being on it.
What do we do?
What does the phone say?
Oh. I'm at the house. I found a way to get inside. What was the rest of it? I didn't get to write the rest of it down.
So
We
you
can-
are reading the text messages to her, or you're not?
Yeah, I'm reading them out. Yeah.
Okay. I mean, seeing as how you are, feel free to do so in this spot.
I can't remember what the original text said. I got half of it, but I stopped writing it down.
And being
like,
at the house
midway.
funny away and yeah.
I'm at the house, found a way to get inside. What was the rest of it? It was like something like it would be better if
Like,
two of us went in or something.
Yes, essentially. I felt
And
like
then Bo text back, "Why right now? Can't I wait until the morning?" And then he texts back, "At night the spirits are more active. This is the time to go. Please join me for a night at the opera. It would be so pleased if you. I would be so pleased if you did." Oh, she's somebody.
you broke up. Oh, that sucks, Outlaw. We can't hear you. I don't know if you can hear us. Sounds good, Willie. Want to give it another try, Constance? My God, we lost 3 players.
Oh no.
3 of
Oh
them.
my god.
No, it's just like
There we go.
For some reason, my
There you go.
internet's been shit.
You're good
It's
now.
fine on my phone, but for some reason, my computer won't connect to my Wi-Fi, and the wired connection is just garbage tonight.
Sorry. We can hear you good now, though.
Yay!
So how did you respond to Bo?
We can't let anything happen to him because we need him for the stuff, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
But also, why is he an idiot?
We told him not to come on. Okay, so
I think it's a dumb idea going in there of the day. He wants to go in at night.
yeah. But I
What do we
think
do?
he's found a way in, and if he goes in, there's a very high possibility that he will get hurt or hurt himself in some way.
Yeah.
And then we would have to get police involved.
Mm-hmm.
Has Ava heard those two talking, by the way?
It's a good
tell me.
question. Are you guys whispering, or are you kind of talking matter-of-factly?
I'm just talking out loud.
Oh, okay.
Is
I was trying to whisper, but sure.
Yeah,
okay.
I think it's fair that Ava has kind of like woken up. You hear the sounds of them talking.
Okay, Ava's just gonna sit up. I
don't know what we should
all right. And she's just gonna say, phone the police, tell them somebody's you've seen, you're a bypasser, the passerby, and you'd seen somebody trying to break into 37 Stelio Walk.
Right, but he already
If
can't
he-
keep his mouth shut. He will tell someone about us.
They're gonna think he's crazy.
He is pretty.
He's not stupid enough to tell people, surely.
I mean, if he does tell, you know, it's a Delta Green problem and not just our problem. He could fuck
I
everything
mean, if he
up,
tells, he's going to tell people what? That the house is haunted. There's already stories about that going around, so...
Are you handing the phone off, or like are all three of you looking at it, or is it just Bo holding it? What's like
I was showing
Constance?
yeah, the text.
Okay.
Yeah, Ava's just sitting up in a bed and just heard them sort of saying that they can't, they can't really let him go in there and stuff. So
Okay. Can I have the phone for a sec?
Sure.
So Constance is incredibly paranoid about the whole Linus having a phone call from Constance that wasn't her thing, and she's gonna compare the number from the text to the number that called Bo last night. She's a bit fixated on that.
They are not the same.
Oh.
What do you find?
Well, that number isn't the same as this number, right? I mean, I'm tired, but
Correct. It is not the same numbers.
So it's not Yarrow's number?
It's not the number he gave us on the card.
So, sorry. I thought you were saying, is it the same number as the phone number from Linus's phone call? However, now that you've specifically brought up the point, that is correct. This is not the same phone number as the one that Yarrow himself gave you.
Yeah, sorry, that's what I meant. But is it the same as the one that called Bo last night?
No.
What the fuck is happening, Bo?
I don't know, man.
What do you guys do?
I kind of feel like we should check it out.
I think that's a stupid idea, Bo. After you feeling the way you did, you're not going near that house tonight.
Then what do we do?
I don't know.
why does this guy think it's such a cool idea to fuck up our investigation?
Because he's Ava. He's a dum-dum.
So what are you guys gonna do? I'm gonna give
Should
you
we
guys.
call him?
I'm gonna give you
Call
guys.
him, yeah.
Call
Call him.
Yarrow.
You're calling. Which number?
The one the one that they texted from.
So you call the phone number where the text came from.
Yes.
Okay.
In
You call the phone from which the text phone came from, and it comes back as, "I'm sorry, this phone has been disconnected or is no longer in service. Please try again later," as the automated voice repeats it over and over.
Sitting down next to my bed, just kind of biting a lip, like, what the fuck is happening right now?
from
Oh, no.
cool.
You're breaking up again.
Yeah, you're breaking up.
Ah!
I heard that growl. I need to learn to stop poking the bear when it gets angry.
I think she's gonna text it.
That's fair.
In the crew.
From her phone.
Sorry. I'm so sorry, Outlaw. I know how frustrating it is, but we still can't hear you.
The internet sucks sometimes, Dave.
No joke. I don't know, my Texas internet's pretty solid. You gotta be honest. We've had some issues. You know, I thought there was a bunch of issues, but then I realized it was just my computer with programs that were running.
It's been green for like 30 seconds. Maybe it's fine.
There we go. You're good.
Oh,
Go ahead. So
Okay.
what were you about to say?
Fucking works, but Constance from her phone that Emiliaro does not have the number to is going to call the number that we have on his card.
You're gonna call Emil's the phone number Emil gave you on his card.
Yes.
All right.
And I'm going to motion for everyone to be quiet and silent.
Okay. You motion for everyone to be quiet and silent. It rings a few times, and then it picks up, and you hear, "Oh, it's too late. What is it? What? It's you. What? How can I help you?"
What do you mean it's me?
You're calling me. I thought you would like assistance. That's why we exchanged cards yesterday.
I didn't give you my number.
No, Boot, you gave... I think Bo gave her number, specifically.
yeah.
Yeah.
So, I'm sorry, if you're calling on your phone and not Bo's phone, then yes, he'd be like, I'm sorry, I got confused. That was me, prankster.
No, it's fine.
He says, I don't know who this is.
Well, in that case, Constance would have said anything because the plan was just to hang up.
Okay, so she just doesn't say anything and she just hangs up.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Well, it clearly
That
wasn't him
that
that
wasn't
sent
from
the
him.
text.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nope. I hate everything that's going on right now.
So we don't go to the house?
No.
Okay.
Something wants us in that house, Bo.
I was just gonna take her phone back and just put it under my pillow.
Man, so how many hours of sleep have we got so far?
You guys, we'll say you went to bed at 10, so you got in about 4 hours of sleep.
Cool.
The night goes on, and you're eventually, if there's nothing else, you wake up at... You wake up in the morning at 8 a.m. or 6 a.m. or whenever the heck it is you want to wake up.
Bo would wake up at about 5:36, get
Okay.
showered and dressed.
Okay, so you wake up early, get showered, and get dressed. Ava, Constance?
Ava's not likely to wake up until unless there's a lot of noise going on. If Bo's not trying to be quiet, getting ready and stuff. But she's gonna stay asleep as long as she can, because mornings yuck.
Awesome.
I can't decide whether Constance is going to go back to sleep or not.
I think that's fair.
And I don't know if you had a suggestion, maybe, of something that would be a good role for that.
Constance seems pretty spooked by all of this. I would like, actually, Constance and Bo. I'd like because this is kind of, and Ava, because you were up for that. I'd like for all of you to make me a sanity check.
I'm sorry, guys.
Yeah, good job.
Oh, well, never mind.
Okay.
I'm fine, apparently.
Just okay. All three of you are fine. You kind of brush it off. Doesn't really get to you, but it is
Cool.
It is weird.
Well, given it was a critical, I'm going to go back to... she will sleep.
Yeah, that's fair.
Probably till Bo's up and then be awake.
You all wake up in the day, get ready to go about your lives, continue this investigation. Is there anything you're doing in the morning before you guys meet up? Just as like a little vignette into kind of what's going through your characters' minds at this particular, like maybe like 30 seconds. What's going through your character's mind? Maybe they do something, they have a ritual they do every morning, just to kind of give us a slight look into them. And then we'll say you guys convene to talk about what to do. Maybe you go back to the coffee shop to decide the next steps for the day. And let's just start it with. So Bo, you actually kind of already did it. She gets up early,
Yep.
gets dressed. You know, we kind of get an idea of Bo. Very professional, military. Absolutely makes sense. How about the rest of you? Any? Well, we actually get and actually, you know what? Ava did the same thing as well. She told us that she just sleeps until the last possible minute, just kind of throws on some clothing. Constance wakes up with Bo.
Yeah, given the time difference, Constance is gonna message Eric because he's about to go to bed.
And
She's spooked, okay?
That's fair. What does she say to Eric?
Just tells him what a great time she's having back in England. But really can't wait to not be here.
Fun. Okay.
Yeah.
You know what, guys? Let's take off this scary music for just a moment. Let's go to something. You know what? I'm gonna use some new stuff that I put in here. I just think it'll be fun. Let's see here. We got setting. A new day begins. How's that sound, guys?
Aww.
Oh, that would sound
I
quite
like it.
nice.
Yeah.
That's where it gets in extreme anxiety.
Yeah.
Right?
What if it turned on and it was like
It was like the fight music from Brent McCaslin.
blood falls from the ceiling? That kind of hurt my throat.
Honestly, I'd believe it.
There you go. A new day
This one
begins.
kind of reminds me of like Mass Effect.
It kind of does.
Mass Effect vibes.
Okay, how about you?
So soothing.
It is. Booch, Linus, what are you guys doing on this wonderful morning in England? As I give you a reprieve from the normal tension.
I am getting ready to go tell Bo she's not allowed to go back to the house ever.
Okay, you're getting ready to go tell Bo. Are you like practicing in a mirror?
Yeah.
Bo, no.
Listen to
No,
me,
Bo.
Bo. You're never allowed to go back.
It's
Ever
not me,
again.
it's you.
It's
Booch.
for your own safety.
Can Booch overhear this?
I think Booch is still getting a kid.
Oh,
I think
Booch
if
is
he can.
yeah. Booch is sleeping in apparently, so he doesn't overhear it. Say Booch gets his collection of pens and he's like aligning them on a table, kind of like a serial killer would, like they're instruments of torture, right? And he's like picking up one, it's like immaculate and clean, puts it down, and he's like, I'll pick you for the day. Takes it, puts it in his little pocket protector, adjusts itself.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Well, now I think of Booch very differently. He was just a nerd. Now he's a psycho.
Oh my gosh. Okay, cool. So you guys make your way into the city.
Did the music just suddenly stop?
It did. I was looking for
It's
something
time for
else.
Scary music.
Oh,
Yeah,
no.
I wasn't gonna do scary. What makes you think I was gonna do scary? Huh?
Because I'm scared.
Why are you scared? Here we go.
Because it's scary.
You make your way back to the restaurant, the coffee shop where people are talking with one another. You can hear the hushed murmur of folks just speaking to one another. You guys kind of find your own little quiet corner after getting some coffees. And here you are. How do you guys want to proceed? What do you guys want to do?
I think Bo would explain to the guys that what happened last night with the phone.
Okay. So Linus, you would hear all of that. Booch would hear all of that. You guys are now in on that information.
Yeah. Code work didn't work, so we're back to square one.
Yeah. So I know that we gotta go and get the equipment.
Mm-hmm.
Was the documents all sorted?
All done.
Alright, cool.
Yes. You would have Did I have you actually roll a computer science check on that? Oh, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, you wrecked it. That's right. So yeah, no, all of the stuff is done. You guys are good to go.
Might be an idea to send Ava in to get that, since Mr. Security Man had a problem with us yesterday.
Good point.
Why? What did you do?
What did Linus do?
I see.
You and Booch can. Yeah, you and Booch can head in. Just slip him the paper. Find Professor Yarrow. Slip him the papers. Just tell him you wanted to film a night at the opera or something. I don't know. Just he'll get it.
Yeah, there is a couple of things we could possibly do with doing today.
Mhm.
Okay.
So I was looking up relatives of the people that have lived at the house, died at the house, etc. And I went to see Emily Tycroft yesterday. Me and Booch did. There's a couple of other people that I think we ought to try and get in contact with for a bit more information. One of those is Jason Aiken, husband of Janine, who died in the house, and he's in Liverpool, so it's only a couple of hours away.
Okay.
He runs a gas station up there. The other one is a little bit further. That's Elise Toure, and she's down in London. But given that coffin that we found and all of that, I think
I'm
that one would
particularly
be a good
interested in
one
that
to
one,
touch
yeah.
base with. Yeah.
And then set up the surveillance stuff to see if anything happens in the house overnight.
Yeah. I mean, we could set up the surveillance stuff and then
Yeah.
shoot off to
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Does one of us have to stay and watch the stuff? Or...
No.
No, I can set up my laptop to record it, and we can just look over the footage. Can probably set it up so you can watch it on your phone if you like.
Yeah, it'd be real great to have a camera pointing towards the front of the house so we can see if we're getting prank called.
Yeah.
Think of it like nanny cam,
Okay.
and it'll give us something to watch on the
would it-
trip
would it-
down to London, right?
Would it be like a personal live stream?
Yeah. We can set up something like that. Probably not put it on live on the
No.
internet for everybody to
Well, duh.
watch. We'll probably make it a little bit more exclusive than that, but sure.
Okay. So you guys have the idea of getting the equipment and in talking to some of these other family members. You do have a complete list of all of those other names and stuff as well. I think I have given you that kind of like a list of who lived there and kind of things that happened. So, all right. Cool. Anything else you guys would like to do?
Not as far as I know.
Bo.
Yeah.
I don't think you should go back to the house.
Why?
You seem a little infatuated with it. And I think for your own good, you never go back ever again.
What?
I'm telling this to you as a doctor, not your friend. But as a friend too.
I hate to agree with Linus, and I hate to agree with Linus, but I'm with Linus.
I don't understand. What?
Well, you seem to be a little too into the
I mean, it's
house.
it's my job right now.
Nope.
All our jobs
No.
right now.
Nope.
Nope.
I don't. I was just gonna look at the other people in the group and be like, what?
I personally don't think any of us should go in the house unless we need to. Like at those times,
we're
that
gonna
need
have to go in.
yeah,
Well, we're
but-
not going to be able to set up the cameras without. Going
That's
in
what I'm
the
saying.
house.
Unless we need to.
What? No, did you not get enough sleep last night?
No. Just downs coffee.
Slash me.
So let's talk. Okay, so first off, as it pertains to like player character decisions, I'm not necessarily going to leave it up to roles. That's up to you for you to decide whether or not you follow orders or so on and so forth. I'm not going to say Willie make a persuade check to try and persuade Bo, for instance, right?
Oh yeah, we'll see when it comes to the time.
Yeah, we'll see what happens when things come. How things end up
I'm
going.
watching you. Always watching.
That's where I know that fucking voice. 2 fucking seasons, man.
Okay. So now Booch, we're going to put him in his own special category. He might just want to tag along or he might want to do something else. But at least for the 4 of you, how do you want to break up into teams? Are you guys splitting up? How does today look? Who's going where? What are you doing?
I'm going with Bo.
I think first up we need to deal with the surveillance, the cameras, get that sorted in the house,
Yeah.
and then think about the between Liverpool, London, who's going where. Are we splitting up? Are we just doing one today? We
Yeah.
can figure that out later.
Yeah.
So now I assume we'll drive them down, because I did suggest sort of Ava and Booch go in, because they haven't been seen in there yet.
That's fair. And Booch probably would want to hand off the paperwork. That sounds like something he would like to do.
Yeah.
Well, in the interest of moving things forward, we'll say that that's what he does in the morning with this. However, if he'd like to change up, he can. Now, if I recall, you guys only have one vehicle, and it's Bo's vehicle.
We also
Yes.
got the bike.
Ava's got a bike.
Kitty
Technically, I have a car.
Keep forgetting about Ada's moped, which isn't a moped, but I keep saying it's a moped.
No, it's a little Tykes bike. What do you mean?
Oh, that's even better. Like one of those little red
Technically,
Flintstone.
Constance has a car at the college from when they first turned up.
Oh yeah.
Okay. So then, all right. So then you do have a vehicle. So you guys can split into 2 groups. All right. So so at least for this morning, you wake up. We'll say you leave the hotel by around 8. You guys are coffee, sitting around, kind of game planning, who's going where, talking about the previous night. I'm going to say it's about 9 o'clock when you guys are all done. All right. And you're deciding to move out and continue with this investigation. Booch, Ava, and Constance are going back to Coventry College to hand into the paperwork. That isn't going to require any rolls, and I don't think there's too much to role play. You give the paperwork. It's exactly what Emil Yarrow asked for. You guys have succeeded on the checks. It's just a matter of waiting for the equipment to be collected and brought to you. This is going to be about an hour. Bo and Linus is like, I'm sticking to Bo.
Mm-hmm.
What are you 2 doing? Where are you going?
Standing outside my car waiting for the equipment, just having a smoke.
Yeah, I'm standing right next to her.
Oh, so all of you are going to Coventry College and waiting for the equipment.
I think that was
Might
the
as well,
plan,
I guess, yeah.
Okay, so you're all going.
I'm also
That's perfect.
outside.
I don't think they could get the equipment on her little moped.
That's fair. Well, Constance also said she had an additional car, so that's how I was thinking. So
Oh, yeah,
actually,
yeah,
maybe
right.
we should do it like this, in terms of vehicles. Okay,
When did I become their fucking chauffeur? Ugh.
so you're able, because you're the
I'm a
only one.
passenger princess.
Because you're the only one who knows how to drive on the left side of the road in the UK out of that group. Oh no, Ava would as well.
Yeah.
But Linus and so it makes sense that the people from the UK are the ones driving in the UK. Okay. Again, in the interest of just moving things forward, you guys are able to get the equipment. I'm going to say it's about 10 a.m. Now, what would you like to do?
To the house.
Yeah.
I mean, that's my
house.
suggestion.
So all of you are going to the house.
Yes.
Yes, just set.
No
stuff up.
splitting up. when it
Bo's
comes
not
to
going to
the
the house.
She
I'm
can be
going to the
there,
house,
just she's not
Linus.
going in, Linus, okay? We'll keep her
We're
outside.
parking across the street.
Okay.
I was planning on doing that anyway. What do you?
If you will all move your tokens to 37 Celaleo Walk, I would appreciate it. My computer's lagging a little bit just because I got so many programs and things going on. So if you guys can assist me by moving your tokens, that would be helpful. Plus,
Yeah,
it's fun to
didn't
move
draw
your
anything this
tokens.
time.
That's
Oh,
true. Good
no,
job.
never mind.
Not Irish, you're growing. Good job.
I'm growing. Look at that. Character growth.
That's not character growth. That's like not Irish.
That's
Growth.
Yeah,
my
who
character growth.
are you? What the heck? Can you draw on the map, please?
Okay.
What's funny is I drew on the map. I drew the hotel, underlined it, and I had blood dripping from it just for fun.
Oh.
That's what the red is. Although in hindsight, it just looks like little streamers. So not really what I was
Can you
going
move
for.
Booches, because
That's how I can move Booch. I will ask
possibly
Ada to
Ava
move her
as
own.
well, because it seems that she's on the phone to her damn boss again.
Oh, okay, that's fair. All right. What's going on with Booch or Linus? Why does he have lines on his eyes?
Look at my eyes staring at Bo.
All right. So you guys get to 37 Celilio Walk. Give me a second here.
Who drew the ghost in the window?
I did.
That's so cool.
You get to 37 Celilio Walk, and you are sitting outside of the house, all of you. Linus and Bo are across the street, we'll say safely across the street, unless Bo decides to do something else. If she decides to just not listen, she just goes to Linus, "You're not my real dad," and then does whatever she wants.
No, Bo's learned to trust Linus over the however long they've known each other.
Sure.
And he did, pretty much save her, the last time around. So she's got a lot of trust in Linus.
Fair. She's got a lot of trust in Linus.
You fool.
I know, right?
Don't do it. It's a target.
But I am gonna say she is gonna stand outside of a car and help unload stuff.
Thank you. You're so strong, Bo.
Bo helps to unload things and put them onto the pavement. Who's going in or where? And actually, with that said, you know what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to go ahead and rearrange this just a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and move the hotel to the bottom corner, the bottom left corner. Just
Bring the floor plan up.
yeah, just because it makes sense for the floor plan to be next to the, and then what we can essentially say is if I don't like it's overlapping. That makes
Wow,
me
I
mad.
come back at the weirdest spots.
Just me going.
I think it's time for us to start.
It's my old man sciatica.
It sounds like, two
Sounds like what?
Nothing.
Hate you guys.
We have established that Kaka and Toki Toki don't work.
Okay, I'm actually just going to go ahead and delete this really quick. And then I'm going to go ahead and, because I'm a benevolent GM... Oh, maybe I'm not a benevolent... I was going to try and move the drawing of the ghosts in the car up there just for fun, but... Okay, tell me who's going in.
Fearless Constance is going in.
Okay, will you please place Fearless Constance in the foyer?
Hold on a minute, before we actually go. How many cameras are we working with here as we're unloading?
Oh yeah, what's the equipment we got?
Yeah.
That's
It's
a
been
good
a while
question.
since we had that discussion with them.
You essentially were able to receive, I'm going to say... We'll say 3 video cameras. 2 high... Actually, don't you already have Nikon cameras? Or was that...
We got them from the green box, yeah, at the end.
Yeah, we got one
Those
and it was
can't
like
unload.
Yeah. So you already have like
But
one.
the memory card was broke, but yeah.
Yeah. So you have. I'm gonna say you're able to get 2 more like photo cameras. Able to get some. Maybe a laptop that's already kind of connected to it and already pre-programmed to do things remotely. It would make sense, given that it's kind of the nature of the profession and what they do. You're taking out all of this equipment, right? And I think that would probably be it. Now, if you want to make a claim for something else, go for it. I'm pretty much just trying to go off on what I think would be there. So if there's something else you want to talk about, go ahead and bring it to my attention.
If Bo sees Constance going in alone, she would follow.
I'm not going in alone. I'm going to make that very clear right now. She's fearless, but she's not stupid, and she's also not fearless.
So,
What is the EMF reader? 'Cause
Booch,
we
come
wanted
hold my
those
hand.
too.
okay, sure. EMF reader, because those are fun.
And then a protein pack.
I just want to make certain you said protein.
No, proton.
That's what I thought you may have said, and I
I heard protein.
I heard protein.
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
like, what the fuck?
yeah, a proton pack is from Ghostbusters to trap ghosts. And no, there is no proton pack.
Well, you said make a grab for it, so.
You made a grab for it, and I summarily shot it down. We all work together
Can
here.
I have the protein pack then?
Want to be 100% clear, you said protein.
Yeah, protein.
Gotcha.
Like the little snack pack.
Because I feel
I
like
need
I'm
snackies.
I feel like I'm dealing with corduroy all the
Sorry,
time now.
no.
And I need to be very clear about my language.
Protein, like snackies. I want snackies.
Yes,
I
you
got
could-
trail mix, and now I have protein packs.
Okay, so it sounds like Booch is going in as well.
I'll hold Constance's hand.
Come with me, I'm
Okay,
scared.
go ahead and please move your tokens onto the map. And so, so Bo makes a move like she's maybe gonna go in, but Constance makes it very clear, like, "Hey,
I'm gonna
I'm here. I'm doing this. I'm good." Booch is
I'll
going
hold her
in.
hand and be like, please don't come in.
Is there anyone else going in?
Ava possibly, but can't really make that call for her.
So it sounds like at the very least, Linus and Bo are staying outside because Linus wants to keep an eye on Bo. Is that correct, Willie?
Yes.
Okay, so then the only
Since
person in
Bo's been
question is
like-
Ava.
Yeah, since Bo's been like, you're not going in, she's just gonna pull out a smoke and just watch the house.
Watch the
In the
house.
car.
I think we would want Ava to go with us just because we need her help setting up and making sure all the connections are
Yeah.
tested.
Sure.
fair.
Okay, so let's walk through this. Constance is the first one in. Booch, Ava, Constance, where are you going? Where are you guys setting up the camera? Just move your tokens to where
Okay.
you're going, please.
So, guys, I think we should set one up. Oh, fucking Christ.
Did you pull an Irish?
I pulled an Irish twice in a row.
Oh my gosh.
I think we should set one up in the I'm gonna try and mark where I was thinking so we knew where the cameras were, but it's fucked now. Never mind.
I can mark it for you where you want.
So, guys, come on in. Please, I don't want to be alone. Thank you, Prankster.
You're welcome.
So, I was thinking, and you guys feel free to amend, but thinking one in here, pointing kind of like this way.
Okay.
One in this corridor, pointing kind of like down the corridor, and one in the master bedroom, looking in the bedroom, but also towards the bathroom a little bit. Those were like some hot spots, you know?
Yeah.
Booch, what do you think?
Do we only have the 3 cameras?
You only
we've
have
got
3
like
video
photo cameras,
cameras.
but we've got 3 video cameras.
Yeah, you do have some.
Are you
photo
placing the
cameras.
photos or the video cameras?
This is what I'm thinking for video.
Okay.
So, I've got a question about the photo cameras. Is it like, can you do like sensor stuff so it like takes a picture when it
I was going to
motions
ask that.
something?
Sure.
Is that like part of the equipment?
So that might be good to set up out the front.
Mm-hmm. Very nice, I like that.
Okay, cool. That sounds like a good
Do you
idea.
want to do that in a different colour?
I'd say set one up in the garage.
Yeah, that's smart.
Booch is just gonna look at Constance and be like, "Well, I've got a lot of Actually, you know what? Let's go ahead and refer to the one who knows like tech, and we'll have her go through and set things up.
I like it. Yeah, we'll just supervise and be, motivational.
Right. Like I'm not the best. Like I can tell you how to get a good picture or something when it's there. Not that you're trying to get it. So I think this is more in Ava's wheelhouse. I'm just here for emotional support, and I'm going to offer her trail mix.
So you guys, just to be clear, are acting like every boomer to every millennial ever when it comes to technology.
Sounds
Yep.
like it, yeah.
I am looking at it as if she has way better knowledge because she made magic on my phone when I was lying about having an account, and then all of a sudden it was there. I'm like, all right, I have some ideas and I can help with I've done some of the forensic picturing stuff, but
Your tool.
I'm just gonna let the fucking wizard take care of this.
Okay, so going on what you guys were saying about the motion-y cameras, I put those in blue. What do we think?
All right, so who's going where?
We are all staying together, okay?
So you're all
No
staying
one
together.
is leaving my sight.
I'm just
So
checking.
the cameras that you put in blue, so what's their field of vision?
I would assume pretty small. Booch, you get back in!
Draw a little cone, yeah.
So Booch is going into the garage.
Booch.
No, Booch, you moved your token to the garage. We need to. He went to go
I
scope
will
out the
tackle
garage.
Booch to the ground.
Amazing.
I told you I'd get a hug out of you one way or another.
Awesome.
Is that alright for camera angles for you guys?
Yeah, pretty much. It's good enough.
Okay.
I mean, do you want to go slightly more sort of towards the street?
Or
With
turn that
the-
one to the left, yeah.
Yeah, just to sort of catch anybody that happens to be sneaking past.
Peeping. Yeah, we can set it up and see if we can see Bo in it and get her to wave.
Okay.
What about one of the motion cameras upstairs in the
We only have
upstairs?
2.
Oh, we only got 2. Oh,
And the garage
I
was kind
can't
of freaky.
scribble it out.
It's fine. It's just that's where the rocking horse was, right?
Hmm. There was
Thanks, Dad.
weird stuff that I heard.
What's
voices
going
up
on?
there.
Can
Sorry?
you get rid of the light blue near the fire?
Okay. Yeah, I can get rid of the light blue near the foyer.
Thank you.
Ava.
Yeah.
You guys are beginning to so if you recall, Irish specifically said that she was tidying up in here and the like. Ava, as you're kind of getting ready to set things up, you kind of move and you actually see maybe one cup she missed. And you go over as if you were being controlled by some outside force.
Do we notice?
Well, let me finish. It looks like Ava's just walking around the den to you guys. But Ava, you specifically feel all of a sudden you're being kind of controlled as you walk over to a cup of rancid coffee that did not get cleaned up. And you slowly begin to drink every drop
Oh.
as if savoring it.
Wow, Booch, that's a really cool pen you've got.
All of you,
Thank you.
who are present with her in the room look at her just flabbergasted. And I need all 3 of you to make a sanity check.
Wait, what are we doing?
You're making a sanity check.
Since getting this mental illness, I have had nerves of steel.
I have mostly, but there was just that little
Booch, that
waver I
includes
had
you as well.
yesterday.
Need a sanity check.
And by yesterday, I meant.
Sorry, I hit the roll and then I
That's okay.
forgot that there was the
Oh, you
modifier
got the
stuff.
modifier, yeah.
So Ava, for whatever reason, you're able to kind of like, oh my god. Sorry, I didn't read the entirety of this. This is intense. Okay.
Oh, no.
So you, so Ava, you're like, for whatever reason, you don't know why. Like, you're like, why did I do that? You kind of have this mindset. Booch, you have been at enough crime scenes, or at least maybe when you were a detective, or maybe working your way up, however you want to envision it. You know that people leave coffee behind all the time. It happens. And so this is gross. And you're like, ugh. And so you're actually going to take -1 sanity. Ava, as you begin to, like, just as you're like this happens, you begin to become overcome by vomiting and retching for...
Again!
For the second time.
What is it with the vomiting and me?
For 2 minutes. You just begin, like, vomiting and retching. 2 minutes straight. Constance and Booch, what are you doing as all of this goes down?
Honestly, just absolutely overwhelmed. Like, what?
So is she just saw the trash and stuff and then just started puking?
For all intents and purposes, you saw her walk to a white styrofoam cup filled with old coffee, pick it up, and just drink it. Now you see her vomiting and retching. And for whatever reason, it perturbs you to the point where you actually lose 1 sanity. You're 59.
Okay. Thank you.
I'm gonna go over and guide her outside to vomit.
I bet there's a bathroom right there.
No, not going in there. It's a freaky bathroom.
So you
I've
guide
been in there. Not going in there.
you guide Ava outside.
Booch, come on.
Booch,
Booch is gonna clean up the puke.
that's fair. Yeah, no, that's
Yes.
absolutely fair.
Because Bo had said something about trying to make the house look good, and it's not the fault. And
That's
the
right,
other
because
thing
you were
is-
following her around, helping her clean up.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, we cleaned
And
the
Booch
acres.
also doesn't like leaving a place, like, he wants to leave it better than he found it.
Sure.
So that's and if they're not supposed to leave any evidence that they were ever here, it's like, well, I'm pretty sure puke is a pretty good evidence.
Absolutely. So that makes
So-
sense. So Constance, it makes sense. Constance, Ava, you go outside. Booch is like, I'll clean it up. Kneels down to clean it up. Booch, as you're looking at the vomit,
Hold on, before that happens, because Bo had said that you got to tell the house is pretty. That the house is pretty.
so you tell the house it's
So
pretty.
Booch is gonna be like, sorry about that house. I don't know why. She must have been really thirsty, but don't worry, I'll get it cleaned up and I'll make you look good as new. And then he's gonna start cleaning it up.
Cool. In the pool of vomit, amidst the rotting coffee and bile, you see maggots crawl and writhe.
Oh.
I need you to
Yep,
roll me
It's why she
another.
puked.
Need you to roll me another sanity check, Booch.
It is so gross, dude.
You
Yep,
lose.
that's why she puked.
You only lose 1 sanity.
Damn.
And you lost sanity on a success? Oh man, that's gross. I feel like I'm losing sanity in real life.
My wife is a bad rehabist, so dealing with like maggots and mealworms is actually not something that is new to me. So.
Well, I'm
So-
dealing with them, yes. Swallowing them, it's really out
Sorry,
there.
man.
Slimy yet satisfying.
Oh,
I remember my
Remember
college
that.
days.
But the question is, are there actually maggots there, or are you just seeing them?
I'm pretty sure we just had pizza and ice cream. It feels like there's maggots even if there isn't.
Booch, roll me a luck check.
Check.
this house sucks.
There you go.
Awesome. They leave. You begin like picking, like cleaning it up. I imagine like there's like a small little like gag reflex in your throat. And as they leave, you hear female laughter that can be heard from the master bedroom. Roll me another sanity check.
Constance. I thought Constance was outside.
You
There you go.
lose 1 sanity.
Oh, jeez.
I figure this is payback since the first time we went to the house, I didn't lose any sanity. So Frank's just like, gotta catch it up.
Alright, once Ava's kind of outside, Constance is gonna start coming back in.
Okay, Ava's outside. Constance comes back in.
Give her a little pat on the back and then.
We see her, bring her outside, right?
Yeah, I imagine you would
But
see
she's
her
just-
come outside and you see her like gagging and vomiting for like another minute and a half.
Again.
You stay here, I'll go.
Booch is just gonna look at Constance and be like, I didn't know you knew ventriloquism.
What do you mean? I don't, so.
Oh, well, you were laughing at me and it sounded like it was coming from the bedroom.
I was just taking care of Ava. What are you talking about?
Oh, this house must have really good acoustics.
What did you hear, Booch?
Laughing while I was cleaning up the puke.
Honestly, yeah, that tracks.
Yeah, it's what. I mean, I assumed, and I know what happens when you assume. You just make an ass out of you and me, and I apologise for that. But yeah, no, I felt that was probably something that you do. So
Yeah, it wasn't. Yeah, wasn't me, Booch. Sorry. Welcome to the club.
club, nice. Do I get a T-shirt? Is
No.
there a pen?
No, you just get
Is there a-
terrified.
Terrified. Okay.
Bo's gonna walk over behind Linus and just make sure
He's got
Ava's
muscles now. Don't mess with him.
Yeah, don't mess with me.
Okay. Hey, Beauty, you're not as tough as me, okay?
All right, Bo moves up behind Linus and starts giving him a massage while he's patting Ava on the back. Okay. Constance and Booch, you're in the house. You're cleaning up the puke. Ava, eventually your retching dies down. Kind of a chaotic 2 minutes.
Do I notice anything strange, or is it just?
Like maggots.
Do you notice anything strange with Ava?
Yeah.
No, she just appears to have, she just like vomited and was gagging. You don't know why.
Okay.
I imagine Ava, like, that's up for her to say.
Are you okay?
I think maybe it stopped. Maybe. Yeah, maybe.
Do I see like everybody kind of congregating outside the front?
I think it's safe to assume that, yeah, like you'd maybe like get up moving around and you can see Linus has his arms around Ava, making certain she's okay, that type of thing.
All right, I'm gonna let Linus know that. Linus, there's some water bottles in the back of the car. I threw a flat in there last time we went shopping. If you want to give her one of those. Also, PSA, everyone, doesn't matter how thirsty you are, don't drink out of the cups. As Ava has just proved, it's not good.
I had flashbacks of water bottles from last.
Right? Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. Oh, God.
Like I thought he was gonna say there's
Dirty
water
ones.
bottles in here. I was
clear,
gonna
or
be
does
like,
it
yeah,
have,
no,
like,
we're
a
not touching
coppery
that.
color?
Maybe Linus has
Linus,
a
why are you
flashback
twitching
too.
when I say?
Just the
Booch,
word.
how do you feel about star people?
Okay. Thanks.
Like,
I'm
are you
gonna
talking- is
take-
that how? I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I'm gonna take Ava, Car, and I'm taking Bo back with me as well.
Bo's gonna look through the window.
Bo, stop that.
How far had we
I'm
got
not
with
in the
setting
cab.
up the cameras?
Come on. You're not allowed to be here. Let's go.
Not allowed.
I'm just standing here, Linus. I'll be fine.
No, you're coming with me.
Strength check.
All right, do you?
Yeah.
Have a brawl.
Boosh is just gonna turn to Constance and be like, "Is that what you call celebrities down here?" I like it. Stop, people.
You know what?
Yeah.
I know what I'm gonna start doing.
Great.
Yeah. Just make certain everybody's checking their Discord every so often. Okay.
Fun.
Am I able to get Bo to come with me?
Bo, is he?
Yeah.
Aw, so sympathetic.
She'll just like let her arm go limp and like walk backwards while watching.
Mm-hmm. Stop looking at the house.
Just looking at
You're not doing okay. I can tell. Let's go.
I just see-
Linus is gonna piss Bo off into the house.
Or she's gonna swim through the bushes.
She'll
Hey,
swim
you went there for that.
She'll swim through the bushes into the house.
Into the house. Stealth check.
Really bad at those.
I'm so good at that.
Okay. So, Ava, do you go back inside?
Yeah, because we need to get the camera set up.
Oh, yeah, I was taking her with me.
Yeah,
Oh,
Linus was-
Linus.
Yeah, I'm gonna have some water first. So
That's right. So, Constance and
Sort that
Booch
out.
cleaning up the vomit.
Ew.
Cool. You guys just hanging out in there? Is that what's going on?
I was gonna go continue, I don't know, putting the camera in the right place. I don't know how far Ava got.
yeah, I'm
like,
just gonna
you know.
say to
I know
Linus
she's the tech person, but they're also just cameras,
Mm.
right?
We can
Sure.
set up the tripods and aim them. That's
Yeah.
fine.
Sure. Absolutely.
I was setting up, I guess, the stream side of things. And everything.
All right, so you're able to get the camera set up.
One
Okay.
down.
One down. Where do you go next?
Corridor one, I guess.
Cool.
Come on, Booch.
Okay.
All right, you guys begin setting up the camera. Let's see here.
So,
So
also
yeah,
a quick question. From here, may I make maybe an alertness check to see if I notice that the window in bedroom 4 is still open? Because it definitely is.
That's right, you guys opened the window to bedroom 4, right?
Yeah, I opened the window.
Yup.
I don't think you did because it's closed.
Okay, that's fine.
Who's first? Constance, you're the first one?
Yep.
Cool.
True leader.
Fearless.
Leading from the front.
So brave.
Mm-hmm.
I miss Bo.
Why did you do this to me?
Constance,
Yeah.
as you make your way...
Don't smile like that.
Smile like what?
Stop it.
I'm having fun with my friends. What's wrong? Is it so
Yeah.
wrong for a man to smile, enjoying the good company of friendship and care?
Lay it on me. What happens?
Well, I'm gonna need you to make me. Actually, no, you don't get any check. As you make your way to looking into bedroom 4, you see an inhuman figure in a white sheet that suddenly rushes towards both you and Booch. It smashes into you, Constance, knocking you up against the wall. And it forces its way past Booch into the den. Are any of you attempting to grab the sheet?
I feel like I would if it's knocking me back. It's kind
Yeah.
of like an involuntary response.
Roll,
Unfortunately.
yeah, roll me a dexterity test, Constance. Since you're in first,
I'd like
so
it,
you'll
but
get
that
the.
is what would make sense.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that. That's a fail.
Yeah,
So it bumps
I mean, I
past
did get
you.
knocked against a wall, yeah.
Booch, you would get an opportunity as well if you'd like to make a dexterity check.
Goes back to my rugby days. Get him.
Booch doesn't grab the sheet, tackles it to the ground.
I have this sound set that I uploaded called Daughter of Hatred. Let's give it a try.
Ooh. I
It-
vibe with that.
It goes past both of you, making its way,
That's why I didn't make the team.
goes into the den. Are you following it at all? By the way, I need both of you to make me a sanity check as well.
Oh, by the way.
Frank, I sent you a DM. I'm gonna be right back.
Sounds good.
Oh my god, Booch.
Yeah, that's right.
Holy
Suck it.
shit.
Wait, one's good, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Yay!
And 1 is the second best number to roll.
Oh my gosh, both of you.
Nice.
Yeah, both of you. Both of you think it must have been a trick of your eyes because as you look into the den, there's just a sheet sitting on a couch.
Constance is just gonna sigh very exasperatedly and carry on setting this camera up on the tripod.
Sure.
Just ignoring it, basically.
Which is going to be like, watch your steps. I think we both tripped on something.
Mm-hmm.
It's actually not the one that I wanted. Give me a second. I found there's another really fun one that I wanted. I had yesterday. If I can
Ooh, a
freaking
fun one.
remember where I put it.
Was that wind chimes? Is that what I heard?
Kinda. It's not exactly what I was going for. Oh,
Ghost wind chimes.
this will be good. Okay.
Okay, so Ava's gonna head back
No.
inside.
You said don't get into fights.
So Ava's gonna what?
Oh, okay, this is music.
Uh-oh. I think we're in trouble, guys. Hey, Ava's gonna just sort of say to Linus and Bo, look, the sooner we get these cameras set up, the less time we've got to spend in this house, so we're gonna go and help them.
You say we gotta go and help him, or I gotta go and help him?
So, I'll just draw on Ava, it's fine.
Hey.
I did an Irish. And I'm gonna
We're finally gonna do it today.
I'm gonna head back and help them set up the cameras.
Okay, so you go back in and you have to help them set up the cameras. You're able to kind of like begin setting up that camera as well. So that's 1, that's 2. That's fine. Actually, I say you get into the corridor and maybe you see a little Booch and Constance a little bit on edge working on setting up cameras.
Like, does this angle look good?
Yeah, that's great.
Ava, roll me an alertness check.
Ooh.
Oh, great. Great, you see it coming. That's
Oh,
good.
Nice.
But
That means I can get you with a sanity check.
gotta get you one way or the other. Where did that go? I was just reading something. And now it's gone.
I'm sure it
Oh,
wasn't
there we go.
anything important.
You, as you're looking into room 3, you see something moving under the ratty rug, and it looks like it's the size of a large cat. It looks like it's kind of like a bump, and it's sliding towards the corridor where you and everyone else is.
We're not setting up cameras in there. I'm going to shut the door.
Cool. You shut the door.
From the outside and not going in, obviously.
Sure.
I'm just like, hey, I don't know what that is. Don't care, we need to set up these cameras.
What did you just do?
We can stay in there. Sorry, what?
Roll me a sanity check.
I knew it was coming.
So much more
Always
sanity checks in this one. I love it.
Oh, gee.
Let's roll me a 1d4, please.
Oh no.
Back to beauty.
No!
Luckily, it's only 2 sanity, because I was having you roll a 50-50. So, you only lost 2 sanity. You're good. Everything's fine. I don't know why you guys... What's your breaking point, out of curiosity? 40?
Oh my
Pretty
god.
good.
You're fine. You'll live forever.
Yeah, it'll be fine.
Wait, what are you at though?
Say what?
44 now.
Oh,
Yeah.
pretty close.
Okay, you guys have finished setting up the second camera. You know, there's the one in the master bedroom as well.
Let's go do that one.
Okay.
And then if you want to go, this corridor's real small.
Great.
Bo's just kind of leaning up against the car, having a smoke, just staring at the house.
And as we come out of this corridor, Constance is gonna kick whatever door Ava closed open.
Wow.
Oh, you are? Okay,
mean-
so Booch is going to the master bedroom while you're working on... you open up master bedroom... Or you open up bedroom 3. Is that what's going on?
Uh-huh. And then I'm going to the master bedroom too. Like, I'm close behind them.
Does
but
Ava see Constance open the door?
I'm not doing it sneakily.
I don't know, Roma. Yeah, so then, yeah, if she's not doing it sneakily. Booch, it seems like you're taking charge and you're just kind of, like, going forward.
I thought they were right behind me.
Yeah, Ava's just gonna shout, Constance, leave that closed.
I just wanted to be
Move
clear because
along.
you did move your token into the master bedroom and nobody else was there.
Well,
so-
and then she kicked the door open, so I figured I only got about there before whatever happens next happens. But
That's
yeah,
fair.
no, there we go.
Okay, cool. Well, no. I just wanted to make certain. That makes sense. You would open the door, and you would open. Yeah, that's fine. Constance, you look into the room, and there's something
Oh, I didn't
in
say I
the
looked
carpet,
there, but yeah,
like a
sure.
little Bugs Bunny bump, and it's just like about to scurry right into you. It's underneath
Just gonna
the carpet.
stare at it
Okay,
and back up slowly.
and it continues to follow you under the carpet.
Can I try and stomp on it?
Absolutely.
Don't like the way you answered that.
Mhm.
The dead dog guy.
The dead dog.
Close that door for a reason, Constance.
Well, camera's pointing down the corridor. I want to open.
You stomp down on the bump, and all of a sudden, there's an explosion of blood and gore up onto you, and you are covered in it. Go ahead and roll me a sanity check.
Oh no!
Go ahead and roll me a
Death check.
1d4.
Vietnam flashback to the top of that mountain.
This could be bad.
3 sanity.
3.
Hey, you lose 3. You just stomped on something and got covered in gore and blood. Did you think it'd be 1?
No, that's not at all what I thought.
What's going through Constance's mind as she's covered in gore
Cool.
and blood?
Christina Jacobs.
Christina Jacobs. Don't you have something that
Covered in
happens?
blood.
Doesn't
Oh,
something
I do,
happen?
Pranks. I'm so glad you asked.
Yes.
I am now having an acute episode of my depersonalization disorder. I'm feeling pretty numb right now.
I think
Like
that
I'm disconnected from my own actions and thoughts.
Uh-oh. That's
I
okay.
currently have a minus 20% penalty to every skill and stat test until I feel better.
Okay.
Oh boy.
Let's carry on, shall we? Not. I mean, I'm kind of stood frozen right now.
You're stood frozen. Booch, you look back, you see Constance. I imagine like you hear the squelch, and then you see like you look and you see like maybe she like slowly turns around, just like numb, kind of like shaking, and you see she's like her whole like maybe like up to her knees is just covered in blood.
Let's finish these cameras, shall we?
So apparently there's a leak somewhere. You okay? Did you step in something?
Great.
I shut that bedroom door for a reason. There was something under the carpet in there.
Did she get it?
Looks like.
As you make your way into the den, all three of you hear the blast of a gun, as if it's right there. I need you all three to make me a sanity check.
God.
Oh no.
Let's fucking go.
Fail.
Technically, that should have been on my. Oh!
From one side to the other of the spectrum, like you do.
All three of you fail. So Vindo, on a crit fail on a sanity check, you just take the highest amount of sanity damage that you can, which will be 4. So you're going to take just 4 sanity damage right now. This rattles you.
He is literally gonna jump down and be like, "I told you we should have taken the shotguns."
I need each of you to roll me a 1d4 as well. Ava and
Great.
Outlaw.
Awesome. Brilliant. Oh, love it.
For fuck's sake. No, don't look like that. Oh.
Aya, you are
Hey, at least I've
about
still got my brain, right?
Aya, you are about to go past your threshold
For
for
now.
sanity.
Oh,
You need to
gee.
you need to make an important
Oh my
choice.
god, I've gone all the way down to -4.
I messed it up. Are you going to project this onto someone or something, or are you going to eat it and take the sanity damage and break?
I'll eat it. I'll totally take it for you. I don't know what's going on.
No. So she needs to make that decision for herself.
Oh, okay.
That's what you have the bonds for.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna project it onto Nana Agnes.
Oh no, not Nana. Oh no.
She raised me and she didn't prepare me for weird shit.
Absolutely. I think she walked in here saying, "How can a house be weird or whatever?" Right? Wasn't that
Oh
something?
yeah, she definitely.
Yeah,
thinks
like
about the house.
Ava did not believe in ghosts and anything like that, and everything that keeps happening in this house is just making her question everything that her nana's taught her, you know. And she's starting to, you know, resent not being properly prepared for weird shit.
You know what?
I mean, she knew there was weird shit out there. She hacked into Delta Green, but ghosts, that's not just weird shit. That's nah. That doesn't happen. But
Sure.
that's just movie stuff, right? It's just, but apparently it's not. It's not just movie stuff. And what the fuck?
When your agent loses sanity, you must spend willpower to reduce the loss. This is what your willpower is for. The amount
Okay.
is always 1d4. You will roll your die and reduce your willpower by that much. and then you reduce a bond score by the same amount. You are already kind of discussing about how this looks. So go ahead and roll me a 1d4. The loss you took was a 4, so 1. That means you still break. So, Ada, you are 39. You've gone past your breaking threshold. You need to reduce your bond by 1. Okay. Here's how this goes. Sometimes it's easier to cope with mental trauma if you pull strength and motivation from the relationships that give meaning. You may attempt to repress the blind panic of temporary insanity, which is what is about to happen because you went past your breaking point, or an acute episode of a disorder by spending willpower points. The amount is always 1d4, roll the die, and if your agent still has at least one If your agent still has at least 1 willpower after spending the 1d4, describe how a bond might help your agent keep it together and reduce the bond by that much. Then you get to attempt a sanity roll. And if it succeeds, your agent suppresses the insanity or disorders and behaves normally. So, do you want to try and repress this episode of temporary insanity that is going on with your player?
Yes.
All right.
So my willpower goes down by 1, yeah.
So no, what you would do is you will roll another willpower check, 1d4. Then the second thing that you need to do is you'll roll an additional sanity check. If you succeed at the sanity check, you repress the insanity temporarily.
Okay.
So first roll 1d4. Ooh, my children are home. All right, so 2. You will reduce another bond or the same bond by 2, and now you need to make an additional sanity check to see if you are able to repress going temporarily insane. If you succeed, you do. If you don't, we'll figure out what happens next.
Oh, shit.
As he
Welcome
fades
to
into
the crazy
curtain.
zone.
Wish me luck, guys.
You've got this. You have got this.
Oh,
I got this.
You have got this out of the bag. Good job.
Quick, delete it and re-roll. Pranks on everyone. I hear him.
Until he watches the stream later and is like, wait a
Oh my
minute.
god, I can't believe you rolled a 69. Aya, that's crazy.
I know, right?
All right.
That's not bad, right?
All right, guys, we get to look up temporary insanity. This is the first time.
Oh, God.
This is the first time it's ever happened. So
Yeah.
let's figure out what's got to go on.
Look at
with
you,
this.
Aya, taking all the first.
You trying to die again? That's crazy.
No, I'm not trying.
She wanted a more grounded death.
Temporary
for this character.
insanity. Ooh.
I don't
love
like
it.
that.
I love it.
In a moment of overwhelming stress, after losing 5 or more sanity in a single roll, your agent loses self-control. We call it temporary insanity. For a short time, you cannot control your agents. Oh, so that's if you lose 5 or more. We'll have to come back to that. We have to look up what happens when you go past your break. I think it's temporary insanity, but I could be wrong. Let's see here. That's sanity. Sanity points 10, 15.
Is that a single turn or a single roll?
For what happens if you become temporarily insane?
Yeah.
It's a good question. I don't know. Honestly, I've yet to get to this point. So, I've always.
How do you Time lose? together. How do you lose 5 if it's only a D4?
Oh,
I mean-
Stuff might be
Sometimes it's
bigger.
not just
Yeah.
a default.
There are.
Oh.
I've seen one other sanity. So sanity checks normally range between 1d2 to 1d10.
Ah, okay.
They can even go as high as 1d12 or even 1d20 based on the circumstances of a situation. I want you to know within this campaign, there exists one
Uh-oh.
check That is a very high sanity roll.
Is it? It's a D20 or something, isn't it?
I guess we'll find out when the time comes.
Oh, maybe it's a D100.
That'd be crazy.
That'd be fucking insane.
Can't your maximum only be 99?
Correct.
Unless you have an affinity for the unnatural, then you're fucked, like me.
Oh, well,
Pressing and sanity. What happened? Breaking point. That's what I'm trying to
just so you know, he got IL last game, so
Am I gonna get her
Sadly.
again?
I don't think so.
Are we ever going to get the cameras set up?
I don't think so.
No, I don't think so.
I mean,
Okay.
you guys only have a few more rooms left.
2 out of 3 is not bad.
2 out of 5 is pretty shit.
Yeah, I'm just gonna look it up online. Breaking point, sanity, delta, green. I should know this.
I came close with the last campaign we
You came very
To-
close. I didn't.
to breaking point.
It was kind of funny because, like, if I recall, yes, you came very close. That was one thing. But the other thing that was really interesting was, like, the whole campaign was more or less like an investigation. And so it didn't really, like, there were a couple of, like, weird, crazy things that you guys saw and that happened, especially near the end. But on the whole, it was like very methodical, moving forward. Never really.
Yeah.
A
We
lot
didn't
of
have
our
anywhere
issues-
near this many
I was
sanity
gonna say a lot of our
checks, did
issues
we?
weren't the sanity things, it was avoiding fucking the sheriff and the
Yeah.
news people and the EPA.
Yeah. There was like a few cases of violence or helplessness, but not like this, with the sheer amount of weird stuff that's going on.
I love it.
Possessions, ghosting.
What do you mean possessions? Nobody's possessed.
Oh, I'm just gonna down a cup of maggot juice. Yummy.
Oh my
I
god.
was just expecting
I love free
it to be
will.
like mouldy.
Yeah, I
no,
love
it would have
free will.
maggots in it.
Was she like humming Hakuna Matata like on the way over to it?
Hakuna Matata. It means no worries.
Hey, I didn't have coffee with breakfast. It's not my fault.
Really needed my coffee fix,
See?
okay?
Yeah.
Everybody
played
keeps
Mario,
offering me
not
tea here,
cleaning up
and
the
I
house.
want coffee.
Out of interest, while we're kind of dealing with that, I'm gonna assume no, but did Bo and Linus hear the gunshot too?
I was gonna
Oh,
ask
yes,
that,
all of
but
you
I was
did.
gonna wait.
From outside the house?
See, if Bo would have heard that, she
Oh.
would have ran to the
I'm
house.
so
Yeah,
sorry.
Yeah,
Do you guys hear this? Out of the blue.
that's why I was asking, because I feel like Bo would.
Yeah, yeah.
Pretty sure she would punch Linus and just be like, I'm going.
You know, it does say. I would say, based on this text, Bo, you would hear the gunshot.
So Bo would run towards the house.
Would the neighbors have
Oh.
heard it?
So, Linus, Willie is taking care of something, but he did tell me. He gave me this message. If Bo even tries to cross the street back to the house, I want to stop her any way I can, and if I have to tackle her, I will.
Oh.
So, you hear the gunshot. You break off. Linus is going to attempt to hold you. So what I'm going to do is we're just going to do opposed strength checks is what I'm thinking.
Oh my god.
So go ahead and roll your strength check, and I'll have him roll his.
Oh, I failed.
Oh my god!
So
But I failed less than him.
yeah, he goes, ugh, like puts his hands up, and you just like stiff arm him just like
Oh.
what do you say? Is you like just essentially what I see is like you guys like tripping up over one another.
Wait, what's happening?
You just tackled Bo.
You tried to tackle Bo, but you weren't here. So I rolled on your behalf. But since you're right here, I think it's fair that you get to roll your own die.
No, this is fine. We go with it. You
Okay.
rolled.
So you rolled a critical fail. You
Hell
fumble.
yeah.
How does that look as you try to stop him?
So for
and-
context, we
yeah.
heard the gunshot.
Yes, you heard a
was a
gunshot
gunshot.
from like a gunshot from the house.
Oh, Jesus.
Bo,
Christ.
you would
That's
recognize
why
it.
Bo is falling for the door.
Bo, you would recognize it as a shotgun.
Why we didn't bring the shotgun?
It's the opposite reaction I had.
Or did we?
Surprise!
So Bull just
Okay.
just drag her arm or a body away from Linus and be like, they could
I
be in
like to
trouble.
think-
Get fucking.
That I tried to tackle her and I failed, and now she's carrying me into the house.
Like a
Linus is just holding
like
onto
a
her leg.
Yeah.
Guys, if you can hear me, my headphones went dead. Give me a second. That means the stream. Sorry about that, guys. I'm turning them back on. I love when technology doesn't work. Fantastic. Okay. I'm gonna have to adjust this. Give me a moment, y'all. This is why I'm getting a new computer. Oh, you know what? I think it automatically linked to my phone. That's my guess. So- Yeah, I think that's what ended up happening. There we go. All right, y'all. I'm just gonna have to switch to my normal headset. Give me a minute. Oh,
Like, oops, I feel bad.
there we go.
God.
It's like, I don't know what's going on, but I'm pretty sure this is hazing.
Okay.
This was not in the manual. There was to be no hazing.
All right, we're good. We're back.
I read it
It's-
and corrected it.
Welcome back.
Thank you. Okay.
Bye. Oh, is that what we're calling him now, Aaron?
So, I figured out breaking point, by the way. Essentially, you're going to develop a mental disorder that we're going to get to later on, Ada. But right now, you're just kind of feeling numb. So that'll be fun.
To the club.
Okay, so Bo, you fail also. So I'm gonna say what happens is like you try to like push back past Linus, which is successful. I'm gonna say maybe he like trips off the curb, and he's actually gonna take.
Oh, you didn't hear what I said.
Oh yeah, no, I didn't. Go ahead.
I wanted to fail so miserably that she's just carrying me inside with her.
Well, Trevor, she failed as well. So here's what I'm gonna say. You like get up, like to like stop her, and she just like spears you into like, but you both like go tumbling onto the ground. But with her weight, like it actually kind of injures you. So you're both just like on
Wow,
the ground
Bo.
outside. I'm gonna do 1d2 damage to Linus. So he takes
Owie.
2
Oh,
points
God,
of
his arm.
damage. 2 points of damage
that
from
was a-
being.
Hey, to be fair, you rolled a d4 there.
Yeah, that was a D4. Excuse me.
You're right. So that should be 1. I will give you +1. Okay. So you both are down on the ground. You hear the shotgun. I think all of you failed that shotgun check, right? And I think we already put the things in accordingly.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Ava is like like she's got this acute like you see her, you just kind of go numb. Constance, you're covered in blood, just like shut down. Booch, you're kind of standing over on the other side.
After the gunshot is on the verge of tears now. But like also not really feeling it, you know what I mean?
Sure.
Like when your eyes leak and you don't want them to, or you don't care about it.
She's
like
not aware of the fact that she's crying.
Oh.
Oh my gosh.
Hey, remember that time that Bo shot that baby? That was crazy.
Wait, what?
She brings that up? Do you actually say that out loud?
No, that's her brain though. Oh, Christina's dead, the baby's dead, we're useless. Why can't we do anything right, man?
Brent is dead.
See,
I don't care
If
about
I
Brent.
shot
Brent's
a
good, Brent's dead.
baby.
The sheriff didn't die. Like, what can we
Sienna's
do?
dead.
I shot the
Oh yeah,
sheriff.
that girl too. Yeah.
Wow.
Ava.
Uh-huh.
It's the way you said that.
My
That was a
breaking
now
point
what do you
goes
want?
down
You know-
again, doesn't it?
you
I
know-
need to drop my breaking point.
Just a reminder, you all can reduce a hit of sanity by projecting onto your bond with a 1d4 just from here on out, because I know we're.
I refuse.
All right, things have happened. What are you guys gonna do?
Cry.
Eventually, Bo, you're able to stand back up. Linus, you're able to like. Constance, you're crying. What is Ava doing?
Ava's just kind of backed up against the wall, just kind of not moving, staring into probably staring at Constance. Not even looking round trying to find out where this gunshot came from. She doesn't even want to think about that. She doesn't want to know where that came from. Like, she's in shock.
Okay, Booch.
So I think that we need to take a time out and go outside and get some fresh air. I've got a spare change of clothes in my bag outside. I don't know if it'll fit you, Constance, but probably don't want you going out in public like that. So let's just go outside and have a sit for a minute, and we'll eat some trail mix, and everything will be all better. Like, Booch is going to gingerly, yet with purpose, help escort the two outside.
Oh, Ava's not moving. She's started to slide down the wall. She's sort of she's trying to make herself as small as possible. She doesn't want the house to see her.
Booch is going to crouch down and be like, it's okay. You're a big girl. You're a strong, independent woman. You've got this. Just go ahead and take a few deep breaths. I'll do it with you. We'll do a 10 count. So breathe in.
Ava's just shaking her head, like just
Breathe out.
constant head shakes. She's. I don't think she can even hear what Booch is saying at this point.
All right. So that's not working. Do you need upsies? How about I'll just go ahead and take you out of this situation? Is that better? And then he's gonna, like, gingerly try to put his arm around her shoulder, but, like, making sure, like, trying not to get hit, if that's what this is. But I'm pretty sure, like, as far as being trying to handle the situation appropriately, as far as she needs to be out of the situation, as far as like out of the house, but also making sure that no HR paperwork could also be filed. So
Sure. So you go to pick up Ava. It seems like she's kind of not just limp, so it doesn't sound like she's fighting.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Ava and Booch, you kind of pull outside.
what about Constance?
Constance.
what about-
Apparently
Because
she
I'm
ran
not
off.
I'm not gonna take one without the other.
Constance seems to be
wild.
wandering.
Okay, not No! Wait, where are you going?
Could we have run in by now, or
Yeah,
Oh,
Bo,
no,
you absolutely
sorry.
could have run in by now.
totally running in?
Alright. With seeing Bo, I'm gonna hand her Ava and be like, she needs to go outside and to the car. There's some water in there, and he's gonna pull out some of his trail
Wait.
mix and
What happened
hand
with the
it
gun?
to her.
What happened with the gun? Who's got a gun?
There was just this weird gunshot, and then
Hi, buddy.
Where's Constance?
Love you, son.
well, that's why you need to take this one so I can go get the other one.
Okay, go get it.
Thank
Do you
you.
have
Okay.
a job like mom now?
Hold on.
Here's the trail mix.
Did you
All
see
right.
where I went, though?
I do see.
Yes,
That's a good point. A Booch, roll me an alertness check.
Dad,
Yes, my son.
I decided
do you
every
have a
sentence
do you have a
wasn't
job
real.
like mom too?
Not exactly.
36.
Oh,
My job is irritating people. Booch, you do see that Constance has wandered off. However, I do think enough time has gone by that Constance is alone, even for a brief
Yeah.
moment, in the master bedroom.
Oh boy, that's crazy.
Bo's gonna. Is Ava walking, or is she just like kind of stiff?
She's like,
From the description.
it's a ball,
yeah.
Ava. It's a ball, Ava.
I'll pick her up. Just carry her.
Booch
Yeah.
put her in your arms.
Okay.
Like, here.
Constance.
I'm just setting up a camera. I don't know what the problem is.
You go to set up the camera
Crying, but yeah.
by yourself.
Yeah.
In the master bedroom.
Yes.
Hi,
Where
kitty.
most of the deaths have
can I
been.
borrow your phone for a second?
Can you
Oopsie.
borrow my cell phone? Sure.
You are a far
This is-
more trusting parent than I am.
This is absolutely fitting.
No. Cool.
I think it's fitting. Constance, you're alone in this room for a brief moment. As you make your way in, you're setting up the camera. You see a dead boy step out of the master bathroom.
Yeah.
He's in blue and puffy, and he slowly walks towards you with a face that's downcast. How does she
Yeah.
respond? What is she
She's
doing?
Gonna crouch down to his level, staying where she is, still not really realizing that her eyes are leaking right now. But just be on his level.
When he looks up at you and opens his mouth, rancid water and grubs spill out onto the floor. He then grabs you and vanishes. Roll me a sanity check.
Remember that sanity check that we were talking about that's got a really high difficulty? Don't mix it up.
You got -20. That's what could happen. Oh,
Oh,
failure. Oh.
That'll be 1d4. 2 points of sanity damage.
Okay. Hey, we both rolled the same.
That means it's 4.
Remember, you guys can resist some of these sanity things with willpower. Just a reminder.
Yeah, I'm on the fence on that right now, unless it's like a breaking point, because she is not in control of herself right now.
That's fair. Booch, I think enough time would pass that you would be able to like go in and look and see her in there.
so now not only is she covered, did like she get hit with the rancid water?
You
What-
see
what
that she's
rancid wa-
yeah. You see that you see. Have you gotten a chance to put new clothes on her yet? No, you haven't. So her
No, I
her
haven't.
top, her bottom is covered in blood, and her top is covered in water. And I imagine like she might be like shaking and kind of like looking at you slowly, and she's got like grubs on her.
Grody.
Okay, you really have got to stop getting into things that you're not supposed to. Let's
She
just...
doesn't even acknowledge the Booch is there.
Yeah, Booch is just gonna, like... He is assuming she is in the same position as, like, Ava. Apparently, they both have some weird history with, like, guns. And it's fair. I mean, it's startling, but apparently they've got, like, some deep emotional scar about guns. So
Oh,
he's
good
gonna
deep
do his
emotional
best.
scarring with being covered in blood.
It's true.
Remember I stabbed
Oh
that
yeah,
woman
she is
in the
covered in
neck
blood
while-
still, right?
Oh,
Is
that
she
was
saying this
funny.
out loud?
No.
I'm like,
She's probably muttering like I'm sorry because she can't help this. She can help this boy that's there. She couldn't help anyone that she's tried to help in the past. Okay, Christina, baby Jacobs, Marlene. She is a failure.
Sienna!
She's a failure.
Is she saying that?
Every time!
Oh
you
my
forget-
god!
She's probably muttering things that's not really like coherent.
I'm a failure.
I'm a failure.
Oh no.
does he catch like any of the things that she's mumbling?
I mean, she's not trying to
Like,
hide it,
I'm
so I would
sorry, or like,
I imagine you would catch some of it, like I'm sorry, maybe even like a couple of names.
he's just gonna again, like gingerly yet, you know, with purpose, like put his hands on her, on the sides of her shoulders, and kind of help steer or corral her out of the house. And if she's saying like I'm sorry, and like he doesn't know who the names are, but if he hears I'm sorry, nah, it's all right. You didn't do anything wrong. It's just a bit of grime. We'll go ahead and take that off. You'll be just fine. I've got magic erasers, Mr. Clean, in the back of the car. We'll get you cleaned up. Some alcohol wipes will wipe you down. You'll be right as rain.
Once
He's so
Booch
scary.
actually like touches her shoulder, she's gonna like snap, look at him, and kind of like move away from it a little bit, but nothing like oh my god, get away from me, but just said, oh, what?
Sure.
Like, if she tries to move away, he's not going to force it,
She's startled more than anything.
but he will offer her his arm.
She'll
And
take it.
like arm in arm, walk out with her, like patting the top of her hand and, you know, explaining how things are gonna, you know, that everything is in the car and that they will be able to make everything okay, and we'll get her cleaned up and we'll get some food in her, some trail mix, and
Booch
that
is
she'll
like
be
the positivity
she'll be
that
good.
we've never had.
Right?
Booch is apparently heart in this Captain Planet scenario.
Booch,
Yeah, no, Constance will come with you.
as you like get Constance and because the whole room is covered in mirrors, as you get Constance and begin to kind of like move her out, you like didn't see it, but you accidentally kick a loose penny on the ground, and it ends up like on its
What's my
edge, and it ends up like rolling towards the mirrors.
Right.
You see it like because like maybe like it bounced out or something, but it's on its edge. It's rolling towards the mirrors, and as it meets its reflection,
It goes into the mirror.
it enters into the mirror. It rolls to a stop in the room on the far side of the mirror. You don't see the penny on the ground, only a reflection in the mirror of the penny.
Booch is gonna make a mental note of which mirror that was.
Can
Does
you?
Constance see it?
I imagine Constance would see it as well, so I need both of you to roll me a sanity check.
That's not what I wanted.
Let's join a different. That one's actually.
Oh, hell yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, Vinda, you fail though. Roll me a 1d4.
Are we doing it on best
This is
Remember-
like totally giving me like
now,
Freddy and Ghosts.
unfortunately, though,
It's giving you what?
given that
13 Ghosts.
Yeah,
You know that movie with the mirrors? Is that what it's called? I think that's what it's called.
Unfortunately, though, given that she succeeded in that sanity check, Constance wants to try and touch the mirror.
Jesus.
Will Booch let her? That's his thing, you know?
Yeah, you see maybe
I don't know how far away it is. Like, you
Booch is kind of shook. Constance is reaching towards the mirror, towards the penny. What does Booch do? By the way, Linus.
We can come back.
Oh, go ahead.
Sorry, go ahead.
I asked you. Finish. That was my ADHD kicking in. Go.
Booch will, like,
Carter.
go through and
For some reason, I lost so much money.
Hey, buddy.
Make-
I need you to be quiet, okay?
what do you say? We're arm in arm. So he's gonna kind of like
That's the point.
give her a pull
like yoinking me back. Yeah.
about it,
To be
and talking to her, be like, no, don't worry, we'll check it when we come back, but let's get you cleaned up first and get like some of these. If he's just gonna take, is there any maggots? You said that she still had maggots or grubs on her.
What grubs?
Okay. Is her top still wet?
Yeah.
Don't say what. Okay.
Yeah, what top? Never mind. All right, well, let's go get clothes on you because that's totally inappropriate. He's gonna
Yeah, you're
like
right.
we'll check it in a bit. Let's just go ahead and get you cleaned up first, and like he's
Yeah.
gonna help her out.
While
Sure.
that was all going on, Bo picks up Ava bridal style and just walks around.
Okay. Bo picks up Ava. Bridal solo.
Just walks
And I got
around.
me a wife for my new house.
Booch, I need upstairs.
Oh my god.
Okay.
So
No,
Willie, I want to
please.
give you an opportunity to do something too, because like you've seen Bo run in, and that was one of your things. You see her walking out, but you would have also had the opportunity to run in after her.
I don't think she said she walked out. I thought she said she walked around. Am I
I'm
incorrect in
walking-
this?
Walking out with her.
Oh, okay. I
carrying.
thought you said you were just walking around. I'm like, great. Now we got Bo just wandering around with crying Ava as well.
Yeah.
Like, I love the.
Now she sees her friends in need, and she's gonna help them.
Okay.
The pretty music's back.
Linus, what do you want to do?
Well, is Bo going into the house?
Bo did enter into the house after she tackled you.
All right. Well, I'm going in as well.
Okay, so then you would go with Bo into the house. You see Ava on the ground with Bo, and Bo's like picking her up. And it looks like she's heading towards the door.
Okay. What else do I see?
You would be able to see blood over here. That would be kind of a new thing towards you. And I imagine Constance and Booch kind of like walking out of the master bedroom. Did you set up the camera, by the way?
I don't know. Did I? I was starting to.
Let's roll a
When I was
luck
a
check.
child. Okay, is that a 100?
D100,
Oh, wait, yeah,
50
that's
50. 1 through 50 is a success, 51 or over is a fail.
Oh.
Critical
Nice.
success.
Cameras
Yeah,
are set up.
all 3 cameras are
And it's
set
all
up.
11s.
Okay.
Yeah, all the crits have been 11s. That's crazy.
Yeah, that is crazy. So I imagine Constance and Booch are walking out.
But she is covered in blood still, right?
From her
It's just
bottoms.
my legs.
All right,
I just want to see if
Everyone,
I can get him to
let's
say
go
what
outside.
blood.
we're done here. We're all going outside to the car across the street.
Sure. There's nothing that's stopping you from leaving
What kind
the
of
house.
clothes does Constance normally wear?
That's a good question. Sort of jeans and a nice shirt and a
Like a
trench
dress
coat.
shirt? Okay.
Yeah, probably.
Okay.
Something fancy, like a blouse.
Okay. It's more like business edgy.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
the vibe. Business edgy.
I would like for Ava to roll me. Roll me a d10 and re-roll any 9s or 10s. Oh, no, just roll a d8. My bad. Just roll a d8.
Ooh. Ooh.
4.
Is that good? Is it bad? Is it good? Is it bad?
I guess we'll find out.
It looks like it's pretty average, you know? 4 out of 8.
You know what? Nah, I'm not going to give you that one. Roll me something else.
So this would be an either thank you or a screw you, prankster.
Suddenly your brain is ripped off and taken into space.
No, not again.
2 for 2.
Okay, we will. I'm gonna send you a message, but you guys continue. We're actually coming towards the end of our session, so you guys have essentially carte blanche to. I mean, you're leaving the house. It was you were able to set up all the cameras fine, and just another normal day. What are you guys gonna do?
As Constance and Booch get to the like literally at the threshold of the house, she's gonna like pull him to stop and just tell him we should put a camera here.
Okay.
No, you can't do half a job, you know?
Sure.
The garage is a lost cause, but this one's fine.
Sure.
Like, Booch will nod an agreement with her, but he will take her to the car first. And then he will come back and do that.
And then once Constance gets to Bo, she's just gonna start crying.
Bo's gonna like
A
check
lot.
her over, check the bloody legs, and just make sure she wasn't hurt. Just worried about a friend.
Too bad. She's just crying. She's no help. She's a failure.
While Bo's checking Constance, Ava just collapses to the floor. Like she's sitting there, knees tucked up, arms around her knees, you know, like hugging her knees, head on her knees. She's yeah.
Bo, do we still have your SUV, right?
Yeah.
So Booch will open the back of it and kind of like pick Ava up and put her in the back to where she's got room to kind of like that way she's not sitting on the ground and stuff like that. And then he's going to grab his messenger bag and pull out his like in the store. You know how they fold the dress shirts in the store? Where they're in that little square, the package-ish?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He's going to unzip the package and pull out a clean change of clothes. That would be a dress shirt, a pair of slacks, suspenders, because that's how he holds them up, and a vest. And he's going also with an undershirt. And so he's going to hand the clothes to Constance and tell her just to pick through whatever she wants. And he also does have a pair of business socks that are in there as well.
Constance she's cold. Why is her shirt wet? It's crazy.
Well, here's a change of clothes for you. And he's going to pull out like the little another Ziploc bag that has like the sanitation wipes, like the antibacterial wipes, and like a little thing of tissues. He's gonna hand the tissues to her because she's leaking, and you know, basically set everything out very organized that she can just go through and like clean herself up and everything else and get her set. He's going to leave a little baggie of trail mix next to Ava and a bottle of water. And then he's also going to do the same thing for Constance. And then he's going to grab the equipment, the camera that's left out, and put it up where she had mentioned that she had wanted it.
Bo will walk over with him.
No, don't leave me.
Well, I'm
Just
not
like
gonna-
doctor on everyone.
I think she really wants you to stay with her.
I'm just gonna lock the door.
You're just going to lock the
Yeah, lock the door. Unless you want to lock
to
it.
the car.
No, to
The house.
Oh, yeah, okay. I'm like, well, I mean, I know that'll make you feel safe because the door's locked for the car, but I think she really needs. Oh, you mean the house? Okay.
Yeah, the house.
No, just go ahead and give me the key. I'll take care of that. I think taking
okay.
care of her is a bit more important.
Reluctantly handed the key. And then
Could be
go
like,
back to the
thank
car.
you.
It's got real bad real quick.
Right.
And then
So
Booch
bad.
will go back, recross the street after looking both ways twice, and set up the camera in the angle that she said she had wanted it, and then like shut and lock the door, and then jiggle the handle just to make sure that it is locked.
That is how you make certain it's locked. Absolutely.
Yeah, you gotta jiggle it.
So
Every day I'm jiggling.
Bo's gonna help, like, clean up the ladies. Wipe their tears. Give them hugs.
Thank you.
Booch is also making sure that his back is to the car in case she does want to change. That way, you know, there's no.
Yeah, not in broad daylight, mate.
Carter,
We were just in the middle of the street.
I found a money glitch.
Well, I mean, you could get into the car and change there. I'm pretty sure
Yeah.
Bo had tinted windows, but, you know, he did open the back and he didn't know if you guys had closed it to do that. So he's just
You can
taking
leave
his
them
time
somewhere
and making
before
sure
to
that he
leave
gives you enough time to do what you need to do so there's no awkward, like, walk in kind of thing. He's trying to be gentlemanly about this.
okay,
What a gentleman.
we have
I'm
you
going
guys.
to be looking over everyone.
You're looking over everyone. Yeah, you see the blood-soaked bottoms of Constance. You see Ava just kind of staring off into space. Bo's doing her best
I'm
to
gonna do
care.
some psychotherapy on them all.
Okay.
Figure
Hey,
out.
Linus, get some samples of this blood, man.
Not mine.
I'm a doctor
gonna-
now, guys.
I'm gonna look at Bo. Go in the car.
What? No, I'm helping my friends. What?
And then I'm gonna get a stupid vial out. I'm gonna get the samples.
Okay.
But I
Duct
got
tape him
gloves
to the
on.
back of the car.
I got gloves on. Just want to make that clear.
Sure.
And a mask.
And a mask.
And a hazmat suit.
Full hazmat suit.
Full hazmat suit.
Okay.
No. Do I need
It's
a roll
after
for
4
psycho?
rating.
Do I need a roll for like psychotherapy for anything?
Yeah. Yes. So you can actually use psychotherapy to diagnose and treat mental illnesses. You can use it to identify a mental disorder, help a patient recover, talk someone down when a disorder begins to take over, and treat mental illness in the long term. You can never use this skill on yourself. Using it to aid someone who suffered exposure to unnatural forces might cost a therapist. So, what is your psychotherapy score?
70.
70. Okay. So here's what I'm going to say. The freebies you get because you have a high 70 is you look over Constance and you realize she we'll say because I'm assuming you guys are leaving here, right?
We will be, I believe.
So, you know what, for fun, let's go ahead and put all
I
your
love a shower.
let's go ahead and put all your tokens on the road for old time's sake.
Not done yet.
Yeah.
I'm not done yet.
Okay, so what is Booch gonna do before you leave? And then I'll get to yours, Linus. Because yours is going to take time, and so how I envision it is like this: you are making these discoveries and the like on the road home after talking to your friends. Fair?
Yeah.
Okay. What are you doing, Booch?
I'm gonna do a quick search around to see if the Hell is Me is still there or if a new thing has appeared.
You do a quick search around. Hell is Me is still there
Okay.
as well.
Do I need to roll for it?
No.
Okay.
You don't see anything new.
Okay.
Anything
I
else,
was gonna
Booch?
make sure she gets the key.
He's gonna pull out his notebook. Like, D20.
All right. Booch begins writing stuff down. What is Bo going to do? I'm sorry.
Just gonna make sure she gets the keys back.
Make certain she gets the keys back. I'm going to give you guys a moment to, give us a final thought and look at your character. But you get in the cars. I imagine Linus is with Ava and Constance. Your high psychotherapy score allows you to kind of like, based on what you hear from Booch about what he saw and based on what you see and based on maybe what Constance describes, you're able to figure out that she has something called dissociative identity disorder. You don't know how long she's been dealing with it. It could be that that could be something for you to explore with her in roleplay in the future. But I imagine you do begin talking to her, helping her to kind of calm down, take a breath, that whole type of thing.
Yes. Let's have the awkward one. Calm them down.
Okay, so actually that's a good point. How does Linus help them to calm down or to talk them down?
He does it like, obviously it's in the
Constance. Are you
Yeah.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm great.
Mm-hmm. You look great.
I have a boyfriend.
Yeah, I know. That's not what I meant. You got this.
No, I don't.
No, you do.
No, I mean, I'm like you.
Ooh,
I'm
ooh.
so sorry, Liz.
Oh, that was so mean.
It's gonna be okay.
I'm sure it will be.
Ava is sitting there. Describe to us what she looks like on this drive.
She's just staring into the distance, not really noticing anything that's going on around her. And she kind of, I don't know, even though she hasn't really changed, she almost has this appearance of a young child to her. It's like she's trying to be small. She's trying not to be noticed. Well, she's not really trying. She's just withdrawn completely.
You're gonna be okay.
There's just no reaction from Ava at all.
Linus isn't gonna say anything else.
Fair.
I also just want to make it clear, I had the thought of, comparing herself to Linus as a failure, and I was like, oh, would she say it? And I flipped the coin. So we had to.
Can't believe you would say that. Delighted.
I know.
Booch is gonna. Who's driving, by the way?
I would have given my keys
I'm
to someone
assuming-
else. I ain't driving.
I'm assuming. Well, it's Bo's vehicle, right? I'm assuming she's driving.
Yeah.
Okay. Booch is basically he's gonna reach into his messenger bag and pull out like a little bag of like single wrapped, like the little Hershey bars, like the bite size that you get at Halloween. And he's gonna give everybody a piece of chocolate. Like, well, I think we did what we were supposed to. We went through, we got the camera set up, so I'm counting this as a win. Good job, everyone. I know we had some troubles in some fuck you, I'm trying to do this with a straight face. We had some complications, but I still think that everybody did what we needed to pull together, so I think that everybody here has earned a piece of chocolate. And he's just gonna go through and give them all a piece of chocolate.
Bo's just like staring straight forward while driving, one hand on the wheel, and just gonna go. But you guys wish I was in the house now, huh?
Booch is gonna give her
Maybe
two
next time
pieces
you
of
guys
chocolate.
stay out and I'll go in.
Amazing.
Oh, Bo, you should not have said that.
The chocolate just melts in Ava's hand as she continues to stare into nothing. Not even chocolate can bring her out of it.
Well, I don't think he would have. It's still in the wrapper, so.
Linus, go ahead. Now, if you want to actually treat somebody, you can roll the psychotherapy check.
Okay.
It looks like Ava might be suffering from something, an acute case of the fugues. She just kind of like...
Of what?
It's called fugues.
Fugues?
People just will like shut down into catatonia or wander off into like an unconnected daze. Just this whole car ride, given that she's just like that, Fugues. And so it can be something that you can treat to actually bring somebody out of it. But I would need a psychotherapy check to do that.
Okay. Here we go.
Big whammy.
Hey,
Hey!
almost a 69.
It was almost a 69, yeah. So what is
She was
Linus...
almost cured forever.
What does Linus do to kind of help coax her back into this reality?
Hey, you wanna play a game on my phone?
That is fucking perfect.
Not only that, but she probably is a gamer because she's like such a computer nerd. It might be the one thing that actually works.
It's so dumb, it's brilliant.
It is.
I could just see Ava just like learning, like looking over and be like, "You got Tetris on it?"
She did say
Yeah,
she
no,
was
I
playing
did. I
games when
just
you
thought-
guys were doing PvP.
I just feel like Ava, she's staring into nothing. And I don't know, she doesn't even hear this, but somewhere in her brain, it goes in, and she frowns slightly, and then looks over towards Linus, and just holds out her hand. Like, she
Please
doesn't
tell
want to
me-
say anything, she doesn't want to speak, she doesn't want to hear anything, just give her the damn phone.
Please tell me Linus has like a Nokia.
Yeah, it's just
And it's Snake.
Snake.
No, he's got a nice phone. He's a doctor,
he's
he
a doctor
needs
with student debt. Come on,
he needs-
he's got a nice phone.
he needs one of those, I don't know, Androids or
He's just got a
iPhones.
pager.
I'm gonna hand Ava my phone.
You hand
Play
Ava your
games on my phone.
Over the next 30 minutes, she proceeds to spend $5,000 on microtransactions for a game you've never played before.
Linus, I got
My
so many
studio
Robux.
No.
I imagine all of you are in the car, and there's a lot of awkward silence on the way home. We see Ada playing this game. We see Not
Well,
Irish.
there's no silence. You hear the game.
Okay, so then you hear the little chirps of the phone and the game. You hear maybe you see Not Irish, Bo taking another bite of chocolate, and all of them probably have this like vacant expression on their faces. Why don't you guys, on the way back to the hotel or wherever to kind of like take the next step, why don't you guys tell us what's on your characters' minds before we close out this session? And how about we start with Vindo, and on roll 20 go backwards. So Vindo, Willie, Aya, Outlaw, Irish.
Okay, well, Booch has got his notepad out. He's kind of like making notes about the things that they have seen and witnessed today, the reactions of the his teammates to it. He's making a note about which mirror that penny rolled into, so he could keep track of that and check it at a later date. And he is also making an itemized list of the things that he has used for when he can do the paperwork when he gets home. Like dress shirt, chick went to teammate because she got messed up. Pants, chick went to teammate because she got messed up. Suspenders, my favorite pair. Check. Went to teammate because she needed something to hold the pants up because she's way smaller than I am. Vest. She didn't take it. So no check. It's still good. Business socks. I don't know where they went. So check. Roommate. Or teammate. 12 pieces of chocolate, 2 bags of trail mix, 3 out of the 12 waters in the flat. Scratches out 3, 4. Bo, do you need some water?
Nope.
Okay.
He's gonna crack it open and drink it. Feel full.
So Vindo's going over this checklist. It's probably very soothing to him, like a way to kind of like, you know, organize the reality.
Settle his
that's in there.
nerves,
Yeah.
and like put it, like quantify it effectively.
Sure. Willie, what's going through Linus's mind? Or what is he doing?
Linus is thinking on how to protect his team from the house and how to deal with all the issues that are arising in the girls of the crew.
Women.
The women of the crew,
Dang females.
and how to stop them from getting worse.
Okay. Aya?
Ava's focused on this game. She's trying hard not to think about anything that went on in the house. It's almost like it was a blur. But one thing that is stuck in her mind is coffee yuck. She never wants to see another cup of coffee again.
Fair.
But then every now and then she'll flick through her phone and bring up the video feeds from the house. And she wants to keep checking on those.
Sure. Outlaw.
I want to clarify, because you gave him a kind of diagnosis, and it was a different disorder. But
Oh, I'm so sorry.
no, it's fine. It was depersonalization rather than dissociative identity. Just for his record, Constance is not feeling herself right now. She's starting to feel less numb, but she's not right. And the reason she's starting to feel less numb is she's starting to grow a little bit angry at all the little things that everyone's doing. Like it's, like Booch is writing these things down, handing out chocolate. How is that helping? And Bo going on about how she should have been in the house. Like that, what would she have done? There's nothing any of us can do. We're all completely useless. Linus isn't even that good of a doctor. What? Ava's playing a game on her phone? Like, what?
I'm sorry,
what
did she
on?
react to my...
This is all going through her
it's not my
mind.
phone.
This is
Head.
all
I know
going
what's going on in the mind, but this is Willie
So
talking.
she's like, she gives she'll glare at them occasionally, but most of the car ride she's just looking out the window, like, feeling absolutely useless.
Okay.
We don't have sheriff to slap her.
Okay, and Irish.
I was just driving. Maybe got the window cracked a bit, having a smoke at the window. Just feeling a little bit useless. Not being able to help in ways that she wants to. Just feeling a little shit, really. And I guess we'll see how that goes.
Fair. I imagine you guys drive with your thoughts, windows open, Bo with the smoke, the wind in her hair. Everybody kind of thinking about the next steps that they have to take, because I don't think anybody's ever dealt with a threat like this before. Even with your previous op, there was something physical that you could do, that you could see. And it's got to be hard to trust yourself when your senses are all over the place and everybody's saying something else, and sometimes it's the same and sometimes it's not, and it's just like a whole thing. Booch, I'd like for you to roll me a straight up intelligence check. And we'll end it
Straight
here.
up intelligence check.
So the green button that says intelligence.
I grabbed the wrong mouse.
It's okay. Awesome.
Okay.
I'm so glad that you succeeded.
Do I take more sanity damage?
No. You're
Oh.
going
10
through...
sanity.
I imagine you have like a clipboard of like this list that you're going through and stuff.
So he's got a bunch of it's not a clipboard. It's like the small pocket notebooks.
Sure.
That he's, so they're like the little black or green book, like the
Little journals.
they're like the little journals
Okay.
that he's got two separate ones. He's got the green one that he's putting the checklist stuff in, but he's got the black one that is notes that he saw, things that he wants to remember, things that
Perfect.
going through, writing it down to make sure he can review it later and check what is going on.
Perfect. Okay. So then this is perfect. You're thumbing through your list, and this is where we're going to end it. You're thumbing through your list, and the black one with things you've seen and the like. And you have that completed list of like and this list I've shown you guys before. You should see it now. It says complete list at the top with a bunch of names and years and stuff. We'll say that this is actually in your black book, the things that you were the one that wrote all of this down. It makes sense because you're the one taking the lead on it. It occurs to you in the moment that while you have researched the house itself, that there might be something to actually researching these individual people.
Didn't we do some of that already?
Some of it with the people who are alive.
Okay.
You've been able to kind of like track down a list of, okay, but then you think about it. One of you went to like the library or something, right? Or a newspaper office.
I think
I
that
think I
was
did, yeah.
Constance.
That's something you have communicated, and it occurs to you that the with the Coventry House, what was it called again? The Council House. That the Council House isn't the only record-keeping organization in Coventry, whether it be a library or a newspaper office. That there are, and you would know this based on your own experience. Like, it is not. How do I phrase this? Working in the police, it occurs to you that sometimes journalists, sometimes other people beat people to the punch, even the police, for finding out evidence. And so there still might be a wealth of information for you to garner.
Okay. Basically, what you just said is there is more paperwork in his future, and he cracks a very small smile.
And may I just say, the scratching of your pen is really pissing Constance off.
And on that, we will.
Joke's on you. My pens don't scratch because I have nice pens.
I forgot to mention earlier when you needed to step out to get at your kiddo. When you were getting ready in the morning, I had a small like roll of pens that you'd rolled out, like a serial killer has like their tools like all neatly arranged, but it was just pens. And
Oh, dude, he totally. You know the things for the pocket knives.
Mm-hmm.
That you can slide them in there.
Yeah.
Like he has like 3 of those.
But for pens.
So he brings his pens with him because he was at the Pen Expo.
Yeah.
So he has his display pens.
Absolutely. So yeah,
he has his good ones.
I had you roll it out, and I said you were like pulling some of them out, and like looking at them like a serial killer would like their instruments.
You gotta clean them, polish them.
So I was right. I'm glad.
Make sure the tips aren't bent.
What I imagine is, like the Mummy, Rick O'Connell button out is that.
Yeah, like the gun bag that he has like that, the rollout one. It's like that, but it's pens.
So we'll go ahead and leave it there as the camera pans out with your group heading off onto the road, presumably more into Coventry itself, back towards downtown, back towards the hotel or the coffee shop or to eat or something. And that's where we'll leave it. Ladies and gentlemen, for joining us, thank you so much. Really appreciate you guys. We're gonna go ahead and
Thanks for hanging out.
end our episode. I'm gonna let my friends say goodbye.
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 Bye.
Thank you.
Thanks for watching.
We're all gonna die.
Yeah, we are.
Wow.
You guys are
Tune in
dumb.
on Wednesday.
Yeah.
Are you all good for Wednesday?
You
Yeah.
better be, otherwise
Should
I'll
be,
get ya.
Oh my god.
I know. She got
I
real.
don't think your diagnosis was good, Linus. I think there needs to be more diagnosis.
I'm actually a psychopath. Haha.
Yeah.
So we have a psychopath, a serial killer. Nice.
So it's outlaw, not Constance, who's the crazy person.
No.